T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
All the good work.
The
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Good evening, lovely people. I hope you're all well. Welcome back to, as Conroy coined, Kop-Ish Fridays. It's the call-in show live. And as always, guys, when we get behind the mic, please make sure that you subscribe, comment, and like. I am running this solo tonight, so bear with me if there are any hiccups or anything, guys. First and foremost, please put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me okay. Just a little 1 in the chat if you can hear me okay. Just adjusting my camera. There we go. You should be able to see me a little better now. And put a 1 in the chat if you can see me okay. Super. Now, guys, the rules for the call-in show, as you all know by now if you're a regular, but for anyone who's new and watching for the first time, you guys get 3 minutes to say what you guys want. Say whatever you want, obviously within reason. Remain respectful to myself, who's the host, and most importantly, remain respectful to each other in the comments, but also to whoever calls in, please remain respectful to that person as well. I can tell you from doing this a long time, it can be very daunting being on camera or speaking in front of a live audience as well. But the main rule is banter is always on the table. We want to have a good laugh tonight, even though the topics aren't that fun. We want to have a good laugh and a joke, and enjoy the call-in show while we're doing it. So let's rip off the band-aid. Reports came out today that one of Klopp's trusted lieutenants, Corn Mayor, is quite difficult to work with. And I quote, shout out to Luke Tanner as well, who sent me this. This is from Sky Sports. So Liverpool's head of fitness and conditioning, Andreas Kornmeier, who is one of Klopp's most trusted allies, is reportedly believed by some to have too much influence at the club and is difficult to work with. That's from Sky Sports. Now, the reason why I say it's from Sky Sports and the reason why I highlight that fact is because if you remember recently, Jamie Carragher, who's obviously affiliated to the Liverpool Football Club and is also affiliated with Sky Sports, came out and said maybe Pep Lijnders has too much control behind the scenes as well. Melissa Reddy as well. Shout out to Ali A, and Jamal also said it as well. We all know Melissa Reddy is pretty good when it comes to this stuff as well. But the next thing that came out, again, shout out to Luke Tanner who sent this to me again. Make sure you guys check out Luke Tanner's channel on YouTube as well. Great MMA content on there, so make sure you check him out. This is from Melissa Reddy. It is believed, or it has been said, that Julian Ward and Ian Graham, who have opted to leave Liverpool, no longer feel empowered to do their jobs to the best of their ability. Now then, I think you can throw Michael Edwards in that as well. Then, if I'm not mistaken, David Lynch, shout out to David Lynch, came out recently and said that FSG haven't been spending because they are more focused on repaying the loan payments that Liverpool owe to FSG for the stadium expansion, etc. Guys, I'm going to be real with you. That's what, 3-4 stories I've just shared with you guys? When was the last time Liverpool was this open in terms of news coming out of the club? Especially this type of news. That's the first issue I have. it's gone from no leaks about Liverpool, everything's all hunky-dory behind the scenes, to every day there's something new coming out. This is literally Amazon Prime, all or nothing, but it's happening through written words as opposed to on the screen. Like, these leaks are becoming a bit of a madness. And shout out to Jamrock, he said the people leaving are leaking. Yeah, they might be. But we've had people leave before and these leaks didn't happen. Something don't smell right at all. Like, this is crazy to me. Like, again, the FSG loan repayments, again, doesn't surprise me. I've said this all along, that when people say they built the stadium, so they expanded the stadium out of their own pocket, they didn't. They lent us a loan. It was just a very low interest loan. Again, from a business standpoint, brilliant. But I never bought that narrative of they did this for us. They didn't. They did something. They did something that suited them. The Edwards, I'm sorry, not Edwards. The Ward and Ian Graham thing, though, that don't smell good. That's really bad. Ward's still in the job. Like, he hasn't even left yet. We know he's leaving. He's not left yet. So for these leaks to be coming out now, and then Kohlmeier, like, well, with all due respect, if he's the head of fitness, what more bearing do you need on the club apart from you tell a man if he's fit or not, or if he's injured or not? You have a sit down maybe a couple times a week with the boss and be like, this player's probably lagging a little bit. Maybe give him a rest this week, or this player's not hitting the fitness targets. I don't know. Maybe we should switch up the diet. Maybe we have a day in, day off, or maybe he just does gym work on that day and a recovery day. This is crazy to me. All of the people around Klopp, there appears to be cracks. Pep Linders, we all know the story of Pep Linders. Ward, Edwards, Ian Graham, Kohlmeier. Who's going to be next? Is it going to be Caroline from the kitchen? Like, what is going on? How is the head of fitness having too much influence at the club? Like, shout out to Eunice. Yeah, Peter Kravitz seems all right. For now, he seems all right. And you know what? Alija Selassie, you took the words out of my mouth. I was just about to say this. This feels like when Hicks and Gillette was coming to an end. It's becoming crazy at the moment. Like, we're hearing new stuff every day, stuff that we shouldn't even be hearing about, stuff that shouldn't concern us fans. It's a mess behind the scenes. It almost seems like we don't know who's running things. Is it FSG running things, or is it the people behind? Is it like Klopp's boys? There's no cohesion, it seems. Like, I don't know, man. And again, this shouldn't absolve Klopp from any blame either, by the way. Let's not, because Klopp, once again, is in control of all of this. And I'll use an example. You guys in the comments, you kind of know by now how we kind of roll with this. If you guys are seen to be disrespectful to anyone else or us in the comments, it's usually we snap back, or we time you out, or we block you, right? That's common knowledge now. Say, for example, we just relaxed all of those things. And I'm going to use Jamrock as an example, because obviously, Jamrock, you know me quite well by now, and we know you quite well, and you've been on the channel. Let's say Jamrock just started going wild on the channel. It started just cussing me, Matt, and Drift. I'm not talking about debating. I'm talking about cussing. So, I don't know, Jamrock comes on stream, I say something, and Jamrock just goes, Callum's a dickhead. I can't believe he said that. Everyone's going to be like, rah, Jamrock, chill. But if me, Matt, or Drift don't address it, everyone's going to be like, rah, Jamrock said that and got away with it. Why does Jamrock get away with it and no one else gets away with it? So the next person's going to try it. The next person's going to try it. And then before you know it, the comment section, like, it's just going to be crazy. And Jamrock, please don't call me a dickhead, bro. Just use me as an example. But it will just become crazy. And then it's just going to be like, it's going to be a circus. And everyone's going to be like, well, yeah, let's jump on Kopish because we can say whatever we want there and no one's going to do anything. So it's like, if Klopp's just letting this all go mad, because he has the power to stop this. I'm not saying FSG don't either, but Klopp's there every single day with these lot. Like, if Drifty was hard to work with, or Matt was hard to work with, or I was hard to work with, the other two out of the three would pull that person to a side and be like, you know what, bro? Not really agreeing with how you're doing this or doing that. We need to reassess how you're doing that. Like, it's what's going on at the club. Like, really and truly, what is actually going on at the club? Because it makes no sense. Are we even going to get a new director of football? What's the new director of football's role going to be? Because if rumors are led to be believed, and let's be honest, the proof's kind of in the pudding recently. If it's Pep Linders and Klopp picking the players, what does the director of football need to be there for? What is that person just there to broker the deal? If that's the case, that's not really a director of football. That's just a negotiator. It feels as though FSG don't care about what's going on. So they've just completely effed off and said, right, you lot run the ship. We don't really care. We're going to sell up soon. We don't care what happens. And the people running the ship have just gone, what? We've got all this power now. Do what we want. No one can't tell us nothing. So don't get me wrong. FSG hold a lot of the blame here. But there has to be accountability with the people running the ship, because there has to be self-awareness. Like, if Matt and Drift said, Cal, you run Kopish for a month by yourself, and I go, all right, cool. And the next thing you know, I'm changing the theme music, I'm changing the layout of the show, I'm changing the name from Kopish to Kall-Ish. Like, they're gonna be like, "Rah, Cal, we just told you to run it for a month. Like, what are you doing here?" And I'll be like, "Oh, but you said I could run it." But there's limits to it. Have some self-awareness. There seems to be absolutely no self-awareness at the moment. So I really don't know what's going on. It's getting scary. I'm worried about contract negotiations. I'm worried about who's getting contracts. I'm worried about who's not getting contracts. I'm worried about the fact that we seem to be putting all our eggs in the basket for Jude Bellingham, but seem to have no other plan, or it seems as though we don't feel as a club we need more than one centre midfielder, which is crazy to me. It's crazy to me that we probably went into the window knowing that we could only sign one player, but we signed an attacker. It's all crazy to me. And do you know what makes the window even more bizarre? The fact of Klopp playing Elliott on the left wing, because that was the fear, innit? Jota's injured, Diaz is injured, Núñez went down with an injury at the beginning of the month. Who's going to play on that left wing? Because you don't want to play Carvalho there for whatever reason. But we've been playing Elliott there, even though Gakpo's been fit. We've been playing Núñez left wing, even though Gakpo's on the pitch as well. Make it make sense, guys. Because I don't know. I really don't know. Right. In other news, though, before we get you guys calling in, Klopp spoke in his press conference today regarding Jota, Virgil van Dijk, Firmino, and Diaz. So he said Jota should resume full training next week, which is, let's be honest, probably the best news we've had out of the club for weeks now. Jota coming back could be a massive game changer. But at the same time, what I'm also scared about is us rushing him back. Please don't rush Jota back and let him get injured again. Please, 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 please. This guy's the difference maker. No disrespect to Diaz, but he is our number one striker. Sorry, no disrespect to Núñez, sorry. He's our number one striker. Jota is our best striker at Liverpool Football Club. Virgil van Dijk is a couple of weeks away, apparently. Firmino is, again, a couple of weeks away. I still don't know what's going on with Firmino. Like, seems a bit crazy to me. Everyone knows Firmino's my favorite Liverpool player. It seems a little crazy to me, though, that we're giving him a new contract when his body seems to be breaking down, unless we're going to be using him sparingly. But he seemed really integral to us before he got injured, especially playing at number 10 role. And then Luis Diaz apparently has been outside running. Again, I hope he's not rushed back. Shout out to Chris Angel. I don't know. I've not seen him in the comments yet, but me and Chris have been speaking about Luis Diaz. I personally I wouldn't be upset if Diaz didn't play again for the rest of the season. I'd rather him get that time off and rest in the same way we let Virgil rest when he picked up his knee injury. I know there's slightly different ligament injuries, but I'd let them rest and just chill out. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it, people. I'd love to know your thoughts because it just seems a bit mad at the moment. I cannot lie. I cannot lie. We're in 2 competitions as things stand. When we came back from the World Cup, we were in 4. And let's be honest, any logical Liverpool fan would say we're going to be down to 1 competition. And even that competition, which is the Premier League, we have no chance of winning. Jamal Artemelo, don't know. I'll be honest. After seeing how Bashetik's played and how well he's played, it gives me a little bit of hope for Artur. Artur's more experienced. In theory, he should be better than Bashetik, but he's just come back from an injury, coming into a new league, and he's lacking match fitness. So, again, don't know. Don't even know when he's due back. I don't even know if he'll play again. So, that's going to be interesting. Again, I've not fully watched the press conference, but I know Klopp was speaking about Chelsea spend. I also know Guardiola was speaking about Chelsea spend, which is if there's ever a situation where the pot's calling the kettle's calling the pot black, it's that one. Like, Klopp can have a little moan about spend and all that because, you know, everyone else is spending more than him, even though I think he could spend more. But Guardiola, come on, have a look in the mirror, bruv. You're out there wearing Gucci and Louis Vuitton and saying, oh, some people are being too flashy. Like, what are we doing there? Guardiola, didn't he spend 300 mil just on defenders in one window? Like, what are we doing there, Guardiola, man? And like, again, a shout out to my barber, Vinny. I was speaking to him today in Icon Barbers. I actually don't have a problem with what Chelsea are doing. I can't lie. I genuinely can't lie. I don't have a problem with it. Like, they found a loophole. They've exploited the loophole. Longer contract. They've said, right, we want to go and be ambitious and we want to do a rebuild. Let me ask you guys a question. Let's say it costs 500 to do a rebuild. Is there any difference to spending 500 in one window and 500 over the course of 3 windows? You're still spending 500 mil, right? Like, I can't even be mad at Chelsea. Like, they've got money and they're willing to spend it. That's like me being upset with someone who's working a good job and likes to spend frivolously. Like, it doesn't affect my life. All right, granted, Chelsea affects Liverpool, but I've always said this. If we do what we need to do, we're cool. No one touches us. We've seen that. We've seen that in 1920. We saw that in 1819. We didn't spend as much as all these other clubs in those years. But when we did our thing and no one could touch us. The only team that could come close was City. So I'm not upset with what Chelsea are doing. I don't blame Chelsea for what they're doing. They're just doing what I'd love to see my owners do. Showing a bit of ambition, showing planning for the future. Like, Chelsea have needed a rebuild for a little while. Azpilicueta, Thiago Silva, all these players aren't getting any younger. So he just got in there and said, right, I'm just going to do it in 1 or 2 windows. Forget about dragging it over the course of 5 years. Why am I doing it over 5 years when I can do it over the course of 2 or 3 windows? But yeah, we're sitting there moaning. Klopp shouldn't be moaning about Chelsea. Moan about the owners. Moan about your owners and stand up and say, well, boy, not everyone could spend like Chelsea. It'd probably help if we could. Say that. Stop moaning about other clubs and what they're doing. Talk about our club. Call out the owners if you have to. Call out the negotiator if you have to. Do what you need to do. Don't sit there and talk about someone else's club until you've addressed our club. Like, to me, it makes no sense. Like, how can you sit there and moan about another club? Talk about my club. Talk about your club. Talk about our club. Our club's burning right now, and you're sitting there saying, you know what we're doing? We've got food on the stove that's burning, but we're knocking on the neighbour's door saying, I can smell your food. You know, are you sure you want to check the oven to see if the food's all right? Like, big man, check your stove. Check your stove because the food's burning. The rice and peas is catching. No one wants pot rice. No one wants that. You're burning the rice and peas, Klopp. It ain't gonna be good. It ain't gonna be edible. Like, and then when he's asked questions, we see how he reacts. So journalists ain't gonna ask him questions anymore. And I don't even blame the journalists. I'll be honest. I wouldn't last long as a journalist in that Liverpool room. 1-2 weeks, maybe max. Because I am going to push and ask questions because I'm a Liverpool fan. Some of these journalists aren't Liverpool fans, so it's not even their fault. And yeah, MC Dips, I get. He was asked a question. But he always goes overboard. There's always going overboard. Like, stop worrying about other clubs. Stop worrying about other teams. Worry about what we've got. Like, enough's enough, man. That's my little rant over. People, and I open up the phone lines. As I said, guys, you're gonna have 3 minutes to say what you want to say. When it gets to the 3 minutes, I will start to wrap it up a little bit because I want to make sure as many people get on as possible. As I said, it is just me tonight as well, so bear with me if anything goes a bit crazy. Guys, let me know in the comments if something's going wrong or whatever. But yeah, let's get into it, people. Let's get into it. We've got some good callers on today, some people we need to speak to. I'm looking forward to it. It's always nice speaking to you guys. It's a nice change from having to moan about Liverpool, which is all I seem to be doing at the moment. Right. First caller of the evening, Chris LFC 92. How you doing, bro?
I'm good. How are you, Cal?
Not too bad, brother. How are you? How's everything going, man?
Everything's going good. I took the day off today just to relax a little bit. But Liverpool's not going to do me any favors tomorrow if we lose or draw to Wolves.
Tell me about it, bro.
Yeah, but there was a couple of things I wanted to touch up on.
Go for it, bro.
Talk about the players first. I saw someone tweet online about the players. The players need to be held accountable. Like, why aren't we talking about the players? When I see that, like you, Matt and Drift have played football. You've done athletics. I've done athletics. I've done martial arts, stuff like that. There comes a point where the people that you're playing together with or the person that manages you, you'll no longer have that spring anymore. Like, you can't do the same thing. Like, dude, I'm 32 and I can't sprint the way I did when I was 23.
Yeah.
So, and another thing, like, there was a stat that someone put out there that Fabinho at 28, 29 now has played as much minutes as a 35-year-old footballer. So, I mean, clearly these people, like, if you haven't been in athletics or anything like that, you don't understand the drop off and the burnout that you get from hearing the same crap over and over again. I mean, losing to Real Madrid twice, losing out on the league twice. There's going to come a point where it's like, I've been here for 7 years. I've experienced the same thing over again twice. I can't do this anymore. And another thing I want to touch up real quick on the FSG.
Yeah,
with
bro.
FSG, one thing people need to understand about American sports and American owners is that it's an asset to them. In American sports, if your team sucks, there is no penalty. In the NFL, you get the number 1 pick. In the MLB, you get a top pick. In the NBA, you're put in the lottery for the top picks. So by comparison, like in European football and in English football, if you're bad, really bad, you'll get relegated. There's consequences.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling like FSG, I personally think they're on their way out. We need owners that actually give a damn. And with Jurgen Klopp, all this stuff that came out with the David Lynch article and the Mel Reddy article, he either needs to put his foot down or the new ownership needs to bring in people that'll say, Jurgen, Pep, y'all need to shut the fuck up. Let the sporting director do their job.
Yeah.
Like, there's a hierarchical system. Like, I brought in you to manage the players. I understand if you have a preference of players.
Yeah.
But the only way, like, if FSG stay, the only way this Moneyball stuff works is if we sign players like Caicedo. If we sign players like Enzo before they get to that top tier point. And if you want to continue the Moneyball system, when we won the league, Mo or Mane would have had to go. And that funds the rebuild. But I don't know. But one question for you, though.
Go for it, brother.
What's one forgotten Liverpool goal that's your favorite? And what I mean by forgotten is like, it's completely sick, but because we lost the game, it's like, it barely comes to mind. For mine, it's Studge against Sevilla. When he flicked it the outside of his boot.
Outside of foot, yeah.
Yeah. When that went in, I was like, okay, we're winning this. But
yeah. That was a phenomenal goal. But yeah, I'm gonna chop that up now, Chris, bro. I'm gonna chop that up now, man. As always, thanks for your support, man. It's nice to see you on here as well, man.
Yeah, first time calling in. I've tried a couple times, but it fills up quick, man. So,
Yeah, I know. I know.
yeah, I appreciate
know.
you getting me in.
No, I
And big up
appreciate
to-
you, bro.
big
Take
up
care,
to
brother.
Cal Drift.
Nice one, brother.
I mean, Matt and Drift. You're
I know.
All right,
Bless
check
you,
it
bro. Take care. Great questions. So again, players held accountable. I agree, but yet I think that still comes out to the manager. See, here's where I find it difficult to say American owners. I used to say that. I used to blanket American owners, but when I'm seeing how Todd Bowley's moving, even a Kroenke's now, like it's not all American owners. It's just ours. Like it's just ours. They're just not they're too risk averse and they do things how they want to do it. I completely agree with the scouting. We could have signed Enzo Fernandez, Saicedo, Mitoma, Kravashvili, all these players before they blew up, and now we have no chance of signing these players. Like we're blown out the market. And granted, the club tried to do it with Mbappe. We did try and do it with Mbappe, but it just didn't happen. So when the club tries to do it and it doesn't work, I can live with that. But when we don't try and do it because we sit there and go, we want to see how they do in the big league first. Well, you know they're going to do well in the big league most likely, and then who knows what happens next? We don't get these players. You mentioned a really good point there. After we won the league, we should have sold one of the big boys. I have it on good authority that Liverpool were going to sell Mane the summer we won the league, but COVID hit and we couldn't. So again, I don't know how the fan base would have taken it. I don't know how we would have rebuilt as a club, but I have under good recommendation that Mane was going to be the player that was going to be sold and for big money that summer as well. Obviously, it didn't happen. COVID hit, the pandemic, clubs were on their knees, crippled, and then we didn't sell him. Then he didn't have a good season the next season, and then last season was his last season before he went into the last year of his contract. So, yeah. One forgotten Liverpool goal that gets overlooked because we lost the game. The Sturridge one's a shout. I'm trying to think. Andy Carroll against Chelsea in the FA Cup final 2012 showed really good feet and then smashed it in the roof of the net against a Petr Cech who was having a really good game. Do you know what? Nabil, you win, bro. Benteke versus Man United. That was in 2014, if I'm not mistaken. No, 2015. Hell of a goal. And yeah, if we had won the game, that would have gone down in folklore. But it didn't, unfortunately. Right, let's get the next caller in. Cows Neto Army, welcome to the show, bro.
How you doing, bro? How you doing, man?
Living. Sorry,
Yeah, I see how it
sorry
is,
to
man.
cut you. PSF, Sebastian Cortez versus QPR.
Oh yeah, 2011
Overhead
wasn't
kick.
it? Yeah, I remember that.
Lost that game 3-2.
Yeah,
Big
man,
goal.
that was a big goal, man.
Sorry, bro. How are you, man?
No, I'm good, man. Yeah, I remember that goal. Sebastian, it wasn't his first goal as well. I think
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was a banging goal, man. Yeah, thanks for getting me on, Cal. Big up to Man
pleasure,
Drift,
bro.
even if they're not here, man. But they always have to get bigged up.
Always.
I saw you in that space a few days ago, man. Yeah, man. Pain, man. It was just pain with that. You know, it's pain without the S, man. That's how we were all feeling, man. Listen, all I'm going to say is, everybody, come on, let's pray together for one thing. Let's pray that was our last window on the FSG. We need to pray on that, man, because I'm sick and tired of these, man. It's just the same thing over and over and over again in terms of we don't spend and this and that. Listen, I remember in the summer when I was doing my Klopp agenda and this and that. The only reason why I was pushing a Klopp agenda is because I knew that FSG were not going to sell at the time. But now since I've heard something about FSG moving on, I'm here, man. I'm here. I'm trying to push these men out even further that I can. But listen, I ain't gonna listen to KFC sources telling me about flipping a divide in
I'm just gonna turn off my camera. I can hear you though, bro. Yeah, give me 1 sec. I can keep talking. I can hear you.
Yeah, no problem. No, bro. I'm not gonna listen to no KFC sources telling me that there's gonna be a divide between FSG and all of that. Tomorrow we play Wolves. We need to win, man. Just for our sanity, I think we need to win because I'm a be real. And listen, I very rarely say this because I don't really come into this and I just say this, but anyhow we lose tomorrow, I genuinely think this will be probably one of our worst. Scratch it. If we lose tomorrow, isn't it going to be our worst start to a season after 20 games in the history of the Premier League for Liverpool? Because it would be what, 20? How many points are we on, if I'm not mistaken?
I think we're on 29 or 30 points, I believe.
And if tomorrow is going to be our 20th match, so if it's 20 points after 30, wouldn't that be like we're averaging 1.2 points a game? That's terrible, man. Or 29, yeah. So big up ends. So if it's 29 and we lose tomorrow on the 20th, that is gonna be mad. I don't even think we even had if I'm not mistaken, didn't under Roy Hodgson after 20 games, didn't we at least have like 33? 34?
I don't think Roy got 20 games.
No. Roy got sacked after Blackpool 2011.
Yeah.
In January.
No.
Was
Blackpool?
It wasn't Blackpool. It was
Blackpool at home?
No, Blackpool away in January 2011.
Blackpool away was Kenny's game.
I think that was
because we Torres scored the opening in that game, and we won that. We lost that game 2-1.
Was it Blackburn? Was it Blackburn when Steven Gerrard missed the open goal or missed the open penalty? Then
he missed a penalty. Yeah, it was the Blackburn game. We lost that game 3-1.
Yeah. That was his last game. Yeah, my bad. I think that was December, and then he came in. Yeah. Big up. It was Blackburn. Yeah, so. Even in that season when we had 20 games, I'm sure we had more than 30 points. Because I'm being serious, man. Bro, it is bad, man. It is bad. Like, I know we talk about FSG and this and that. I'm sorry. Like, I hate them in it. But I'm looking at Liverpool. There's no way on earth this team should be on 29 points after 19 games. Not a chance. No chances. But I pray for you. I pray for you and Drift and Matt, bro. Because anyhow, we lose tomorrow. Innit? It is gonna be something else, man. Because let's keep real. This Wolves team is not the same Wolves team of 2018-19 where they were hard. They're shit. Let's keep real.
We say that though. They've improved this window.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
they should have knocked us out in the FA Cup as well, and they've improved this window.
100%, Carl. But the issue that I have is this team that we're talking about right now, they've signed all of their players and they haven't gelled them together. I don't think João Gomez has started. Mateus Nunes has hardly started in his preferred position. What's his name? Sarabia hasn't played a game yet. They haven't really gelled together. And if they even we have to get a win, man. But listen, big up to everybody in the chat. Big up to my boy Jamrock. Big up to Wino. Big up to my boys, man. Listen, I can't lie. We're in the mud right now, innit? But when FSG sell the football club, we're going to get to see Shameless Kall back, man. We need to see a Shameless guy.
I hope so. He's trapped in a cage at the moment. He's ready to be let out. But
I'm going to be real, man. How Lewis came in yesterday, if we sell the club, I need to see you bring out the money in the bank.
I can't even tell you, but ask Matt, yeah. You know, I've got stuff prepared for when we get like bought out. Like I've actually got stuff prepared.
That is gonna be mad, bro.
I bought it from when I thought we were gonna win the quad. So I got stuff prepared. Like,
you had that shit ready from the quad.
I had it ready, bro. So that's now transferred onto when we get new owners. If we get new owners.
I'm gonna be real, man. I have a madness ready as well, man. If we get it out, man.
That's gonna be a celebration show. But bro, thank you as always for the support, and I'm sure I'll catch you in a space or something as well, bro.
Yeah, 100, man. You know me. I'll send you anything if anything's important, man. I'm big up to the people in the chat always, man.
Bless you, brother.
You too, bro.
Take it easy. Big up to Cal's Netto Army. As if always, guys, if you haven't already, please do smash the like button. Gonna bring in another person now. I usually, when I introduce him, say Zabir with the locks. I can't even say that this week. Zabir, where they gone, bro?
Yo.
Zabir without the locks.
Yo, big up your bumbo clan self, Cal. Isn't it? Big up Matt and Drifty and them on there.
No, we can't skip past that, Zabir. Where's the locks, bro?
Yo, Cal, I listen, man. You know, I'm boy up your thing still in a Cal, because a big man thing this is, man, say. People want change, and I want change them bumbo clan self. Go looking at the mirror and fix up. You see me? Nah, 2023, a new thing, new everything. You see me, I say? I feel like go the locks. You see, can't hold up myself and call up myself.
Do you know what? It looks neat, bro. The trim's cold still.
Yeah, bro. I'm my own barber. I'm my own everything in a cal. I'm not depend on people. You know, I'm very functional and independent. You know, see? Someone I feel beg man money and them things. I don't have the beg man money thing. Brother, you want money, go get your players yourself. You talk about own and them things. Them way. You don't want to clap me. You need to fix up.
I know I did.
But anyway, big up yourself, man. Big up, man. You're cool, man. I'm calm, you know. Fine, so the calls them are coming in lately, brother, and the calls them shaky, dog. I be a man just a cry and I said the same thing from last week, and the man them not no versatility. The man them a move like Fabinho right now. Callers them need to fix up, brother. Callers them lame. I see them dead argument be like a 3-letter alone. The man them know the alphabet F and a S and a J. You know fix up, man. Oh my God. But nah, yo, big up the people, them, man. But I want to tell you a story, bro.
Go for it, bro.
And so yo, shout out to Stefan. Hope you have a Guinness in your left hand still. So I was going to Marmot High School in Jamaica for 4 years. First farm, fourth farm. You know, 7th grade to 10th grade, bro. And in my first year, bro, my grandmother had me wear the same fucking kicks from grade 6. So you know, I hit a little growth spur. Man got a size 11 boot on. My pants is halfway up my shin because the growth spur kicked in. That's how I started my high school, you know. No girls, bro. That's like a first season, nothing, no trophy, nothing, bro. Second year comes in, second form, bro. Man breaking all the rules, got the Dockers pants well washed out, shirt ain't even tucked in no more, man. Be in some off-color Clarks, looking sick. Bare gal, Kyle. I'm telling you, bro. I got mad girls coming in, kissing me in the morning. You think I ought to pimp, bro? I got other men girl coming and kissing me up. Bro, I got kicked out of school because I got into war over girls, right? In the 4-year mark that I came to America, different life settings. I'm sitting back and I'm reflecting, you know. I had a little girl at the crib. You know, she lived in the area, so that's who I was smashing, you know what I'm saying? Took the V card, took my V card, we exchanged it, it was nice. Bro, I'm reflecting on all the girls I had, the girls I fought over, kick up men after, got shot up after. Bro, 3 years of just dogging it, mad girls. I ain't slept with none, you know. I just had bad girls. I ain't slept with none, bro. So my 4 years in high school, bro, I only slept with one girl, bro. So I have to digest this and look like, damn, man, I thought I was in my prime with all the girls I had. I thought I was in my prime, but I wasn't closing the deal, man. You know what I'm saying? 12 to 16, bro. I thought I was in the prime, mad girls. I'm talking about all the glory days, bro. I wasn't even smashing. And I think about Klopp and shit, man. And I'm like, yo, you know, in his glory days, bro, he ain't capitalized. Man doesn't capitalize on his glory days, bro.
You say just a talking stage.
Bro, man just sugaring up him, kissing on the cheeks, you know what I'm saying? Coming out fresh cologne, fresh bubble gum. He ain't even eating the spearmints, just the fruity flavor bubble gums, bro. Kissing them up. He ain't closing the deal, man. Went to mad final, lost, come second, mad time, bro. I can't see him topping 27 to 18, 17 to 18, and I would say 19 to 20. I can't see him topping that, bro. Because we was a force to be reckoned with, bro. People were scared to pull up on us, bro. I don't care how much money you spend. I can't see that fear factor coming back. You can't buy that back, bro. That moment, bro, you don't get it twisted. I ended up topping them 4 years later on in life and then hung it up, grow it out, cut it off, mohawk, bald head, all kinds of shit. But trust me, right now, bro, as saucy as I'm looking, and I'm going to look in a couple months, you know what I mean? Because I'm pushing for that sexiest man on the cover of the magazine, bro. I don't think Idris and them men should be winning it as long as I'm around, bro. Mad competitive. Them men shouldn't be on no magazine with no gray hair and all that, bro. Now I'm out here, and I'm out here, bun that. So, what I'm trying to say is, bro, I can't top them 4 years. I did top them because I went hard in the paint when I was in TV, but, bro, Klopp can't top these years, man. And I'm just trying to let people know that's listening right now. When you on top, you got to capitalize on certain things. You got to make the right moves in these moments. Because life ain't like football, man. Yeah, you fluctuate and shit, but, yo, The females out there, don't waste your prime with no deadbeat. You know what I'm saying? And the men them hitting their prime, yo, don't settle, man. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Nyama road for Nyama. You see, that's why I got a lot of road, man. Nyama road. You see, road and done drive up on road like a you make it. You see, but yeah. Oh, but yeah, no, I had to let the locks go, man. It was getting not unmanageable because I always manage it myself, but it was getting to the point where it was getting stale, man. I need to freshen it back up. You know what I mean? I see certain people, they only know me or met me while I had the dreads. Yeah. So they ain't know about the bald head, you know, Zabir with the muscle. They don't know about the mohawk dude looking like Balotelli in college. They don't know about Zabir with the waves. You know what I'm saying? So there's different facets to me and who I am. Right now I got the little undercover cop setup thing, you know what I'm saying? Shaking niggas in their boots, bro. They see me right now, bro. They twitching. So I'm gonna rock the undercover till summer. I don't know what I'm doing summer yet, bro. But yeah, nah, it's a new look, man. Hopefully Klopp can come out with a new look. Maybe get the glasses back. Glasses Klopp was cold. Man looking like Santa Claus right now, and Christmas been passed. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he's eating. You need to fix up.
I miss Klopp with the glasses. I can't lie. I do.
I'm just saying, bro, man, getting stale out here. You gotta switch it up, bro. Gotta switch it up. And the only question I have for you, since, you know, I'm not gonna come for you, man, but you, man, you know, you guys are stubborn. I'm trying to save you, man. You man said, Zabiri, save yourself. So I saved myself. The starting 11, I don't care which best starting 11 you want to have, take 5 of them out the team.
Okay.
Improve 5 on these men. Like, so if I have to improve 5 men, I'm taking out Salah, taking out Fab. Hendo and Thiago with Fab is my midfield. So I'm taking out Hendo, Fab, Thiago, dropping Matip because I put him in there. And then, damn, what was that, 4?
Yeah.
Fuck it. Fuck Thiago as well, man. He's old. Yeah, get him out of there. Everybody else, bro, I'll just drop some starters in the position, man, and I think we'll be good. Who'll be the 5 you taking out?
So when you say you, as in we could just sign someone to upgrade on these players?
Yeah. I don't care about the Chelsea money or the no money, just because people always talk about we need better players, but they're not talking about better than the 11. They're just talking about better than the bench. We need to be thinking better than the 11.
Yeah, I agree.
And let's be real. Klopp is on sackable form. Salah is on droppable form. I mean, Fab and Hen already got dropped, so that speaks for itself. I know Matip is injured, but I'll still drop him out. And Thiago, with the age thing, bro, we need to cut that shit out. We need to stop letting man hit 32 here, bro. Like, capitalize on them when they in their prime. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Can't be picking up chick when they run out, bro. When the body's done now, you in the 40s, you know what I'm saying? You got the little pudge, the hangover. Now you want to settle down? Nah, less of that. You should have came over here when your body was fresh. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we need to run this. It's a sports. It's not a retirement home or a beauty contest. You know what I'm saying? Now get these old foot out of here. So those are the 5s I'm dropping. I want to hear your 5. And you know what it is, man. Love is always, bro.
Always. Bless you, bro. Big ups a beer without the lax. All right, that's a tough one. 5 players I'd upgrade. So all right, I'll tell you my starting 11 if everyone's fit and on form. Ali in goal, Trent, Virgil, Robbo. This is a tough one. I'm going to go Konate, Thiago, Fab in a double pivot, Bobby in the 10, and up front, Salah, Jota, and Diaz. 5 players to upgrade on. Bloody hell. All right, so I think we could upgrade on Firmino, Fabinho. I'm approaching this as if money's no option as well, by the way. So Firmino, Fabinho. I think we could improve on Jota. I've got 3. I'm going to say an alternative for Trent. Can't think of the 5th. If you push me for a 5th, I don't know. It might have to be. I mean, all right. So I don't, Zabir, you're gonna hate me. I can't think of a fifth. Is this if? All right, it's gonna have to be Virgil then. In terms of moving forward with the club, it's got to be Virgil then. That's tough. That is tough. But at the same time, I know a couple of you are saying Thiago. I hear you. I just think Thiago, even though I hear what Zabiri saying about the age, I don't think Thiago is a player that relies on athleticism. That's my personal opinion. So that I know you're gonna fire at me in the comments. I hear it. So let me off in it. Right, big up Zabiri. Got to get the next caller in. Jamal, you there, bro?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you, brother. How you doing?
I'm good, Carl. I mean, bro, it's been a hard week, man. I think as Liverpool fans, yeah, we're broken. Yeah, because I went back to check the clips of the old games, and I miss seeing you guys chaos, man. Because I was watching back the Liverpool Manchester United 4-0 game. I was watching the watch along for that game.
Oh, the home one. The home one.
Yeah, the home. And bro, every 5 minutes, Matt was going, "Jeez!" That's how, bro. You was doing some high pitch kind of laugh. I don't know what was that. And bro, Gypty was a smiling. Bro, that was the times in it. That was the times. Now, bro, we're angry. We're triggered. Every time I tell you, my brother, he watch me, he say, "Bro, what's wrong?" He say, "I know, it's Liverpool." Bro, Liverpool right now, they just got me angry, man. But you know who has a harder week? You know who had a harder week? Joe Gomez. Gomez, man. I mean, I'm calling him Joseph because, Carl, I mean, bro, I seen it all. I see Justina Aguilera. I see Joey Lipa. I see, bro, it's hard, man, because I'm sorry. When McTominay chopped the ball and freaked the shot, bro, Gomez was like, work, But if someone do that to me on a pitch, we have to fight. You know we have to fight. That's disrespectful, man. Man was on his tiptoes in it. But yeah, back the question I want to give you, Carl, is, bro, you know, all the rival fans, they're doing their job. We are getting battered at the moment. Everyone taking shots of our players. But everyone who has an agenda against our players is running. Because I'm hearing things like Trent was never world class. I'm hearing Salah could never dribble. I'm hearing Van Dijk was never elite. We should have never put him there with Terry and Rio. It's free fire right now. It's free for all. All our players are getting hit. So I want to know, they're doing their job. But, bro, I don't mind the banter, but everyone except Spurs. Why are Spurs talking? You guys win nothing. You're talking about Salah. Salah still have 17 goals overall this season. Your boy's Son, I think he has 5.
Yeah.
So instead of watching Salah, bro, what's Son doing? Son is stinkier. And bro, Salah is bad right now. So to be worse than Salah, you have to be really bad. So yeah, man. So Spurs fans, I could take it from everybody else, but not you guys. But quickly on Salah, do you feel it's because he don't get injured? Klopp is taking that for granted. Because why Salah plays so much games? You know he's gonna make his 200 appearance in the Premier League already. And that's one thing I'll say about Salah. He's not playing good at the moment, but bro, touch wood, because knowing how lucky he might get injured tomorrow, but the guy don't get injured, man. And I think some of our fans is criticizing him right now, which is rightly so. But bro, at least he's fit. At least he's there. Because you see with Diaz and Jota how these guys are injured prone. So yeah, man. So my question is, if Klopp overusing Salah because his fitness record is so good, and what you have to say for the rival fans who are taking their agendas on our players and they're saying that how they was never that good. Yeah, that's my question.
Bro, Jamal, I got you, bro. I got you. I'm gonna shut up now. Bless up as always, man.
Yeah, you too. And you guys have to keep Kopish, man, because if it wasn't for you guys, I don't know how I'll go through this Liverpool thing, man. Because I know you guys are passionate as us, as me, and the rest of us. So yeah, man. So big up.
Big up yourself, bro. Have a good
Big
one.
up, big up.
Right, I'll start with the rivals. I think that's the best place to start. I know it's going to sound like I'm pandering a little bit, but I can only speak for myself. You guys have all been witnesses to how shameless and how bad I can be. Guys, let's not forget, I'm the same person that when we beat Arsenal, I call my brethren Anthony and I call Guna Lee. I call them and I banter them while we're live to you. Let's not forget, I'm the one who takes the mick out of the Chelsea anthem all the time. Let's not forget, I'm the one that's been tearing up Man United when we were doing them 5-0 and 4-0. Let's not forget, I'm the one that's been getting on to Spurs certain times, and I've always called Son a purple patch player and all this stuff. So you see, when now I'm getting it back from rivals, I can't sit here and be too upset about it because I've dished it out bad. Like, bad. In terms of agendas, this is what agendas are, innit? People are going to look for any sort of narrative or anything that they can to cling on to something, even if they deep down know it's not true. We all know Virgil sits at the table with the top centre-backs to play in the Premier League. We all know Salah sits at the table with some of the best attackers to play in this league. We all know this. But because we as a fan base maybe have overhyped them a little bit, I think that's what happens. My personal opinion, I don't think Salah and Virgil are overhyped. Some of our other players, I think, have been overhyped. Some of our current players are overhyped. And I think that maybe leads into the narrative as well and the agenda as well. It's like we do if, like, Anthony, for example. Anthony, Man United fans were gassed up about Anthony when they signed him, said how he was going to outdo Salah and all this. And now we're seeing what he's doing. We're the first to laugh and say he's just a show pony and all that. So I wouldn't get too triggered by what rivals say. Again, I always say, look at home first, innit? If we're giving the rival something to laugh about, then it's because of us, not because of the rival. So we get things right at home, then they stop laughing and we start laughing. They start crying. So once we get our stuff in order, then we'll be good. In terms of the Salah stuff, Jamal, I've been saying this for years. This is one of Klopp's biggest hindrances as a manager. And it's not just him. Alisson Becker, Virgil van Dijk, Trent, Robbo, Flacco, Henderson, Salah, Mane, Firmino. Like, everyone forgets Firmino did not miss games up until maybe last season. Firmino was one of the first names on the team sheet, and he was the one that started the pressing. He's been here the longest out of the three. Mane, non-stop. Salah, non-stop. Virgil had an ACL injury, came back in pre-season and was played every game. Gini Wijnaldum. These guys have been running to the ground. How many times have I said, and shout out to Jamrock, we go back and forth on this all the time, even though I think we agree, but we don't. But what we disagree on is how they'll be utilized. I've been screaming for someone to come in and challenge Mo's position so he can have a rest for years now. It's only now that he's out of form that people are starting to go, oh yeah, we should have someone else for the right wing. I said it in the summer. I said, how long, guys, with all due respect, how long have I been screaming, go and get Pedro Neto, go and get Musa Diaby? I ain't just been saying it because I think they're good players. We need someone who comes in and says to Salah, right, you have a break today. Or, Salah, you've had 2 bad games on the bounce. You're going to have to sit on the bench and earn your spot back. Virgil van Dijk, it's not a coincidence that he's getting hamstring injuries now. Robbo, at the beginning of not this season, last season, went down in a pre-season game. Tsimikas started the season, started brilliantly. As soon as Robbo's back in training, Tsimikas out of the team, Robbo's back in. As soon as he's back from injury. Trent got injured in the 2021 season. Nico was playing well that season when he came in. Was actually starting to grow into a player. Boom. As soon as Trent's back, Nico's on the bench. It don't work. You can't do that. These are human beings. As Chris LFC said at the beginning of the show, these are human beings, but they've got an athletic edge. Like, if you take away the athleticism, you take away the confidence, you take away the ability, like it's not on. Like Klopp's got to change that mentality. You need a bigger squad for that, admittedly, but look, Origi was sitting there. Minamino was sitting there. And you're sitting there thinking, right, Origi and Minamino could start this game, surely. Kelleher's the next one right now. Kelleher's sitting there and going, raw. So we're out of the FA Cup, out of the Carabao Cup. Am I playing again this season? That to me is not fair. With all due respect to Adrian, if Adrian's our backup goalkeeper, then it's like, all right, fair enough, Adrian. You're not quite good enough to be a Liverpool goalkeeper, but you'll be a backup. Kelleher is good enough to play in goal, and he's still not getting any love. Like, for me, that sits at Klopp. And the reason why you're seeing a burnout, the reason why you're seeing a dip in form of some of these players is because they've been overplayed and overworked. Salah, for me, is having the season that Mane had. And let's make no bones about it. Mane made a fantastic recovery and ended his Liverpool career as a legend. He would have left a legend anyway, but really at the top. But let's not act like Mane's position didn't have to change for that to happen. If Mane was still doing up left wing last season, I guarantee you when he left in the summer, fans wouldn't have been as adoring as they are for him now. As a left winger, Mane was done. I hate to say he was done. And there's a reason why he's gone to Bayern Munich and he's not playing left wing either. He was done as a left winger. As a striker, he adapted his game and was brilliant. He was done. And for anyone saying that Liverpool are like this because Mane left, with all due respect, I love Mane, but this is deeper than Mane leaving. If we still had Mane, we'd have maybe been on an extra 3 or 4 points this season, but we still wouldn't be having a good season. It's got nothing to do with Mane leaving. It's got everything to do with everything around it. But hey, it's just my humble opinion. Right, gonna get the next caller in. The young king himself.
Oh, what's up, bro?
What's going on, King? How you doing?
Shoot, I was expecting that. I was not expecting that at all. But yeah. It's been a tough season. Been just thinking about some things about like some people been saying about the glory hunting and everything, bro. Nobody's glory hunting. We will all want to come here, whether you come in where a period where they're successful or you come in where the team is doing bad, doesn't matter. We all in this together. This is a very tough period that we've been going through. It hasn't been enjoyable at all. Watching Liverpool is like,
it's rough.
I don't even know what to say. Watching Liverpool is like a pain in the butt. Like the same boring patterns of play. And I get it. We watch this and we all look at this and we can get frustrated. We can do all we want. At the end of the day, this is just the reality that we live in. It's a tough season. We went through it in 2021. We could do it again. I mean, this is what we're here for. These are the times where we need to back the team, where we need to come together. We're in this together. And I just want to give you guys some inspiration to keep going through this and to not bash the players, keep a positive head. I know, bro. I know it's tough out there.
Yes.
I get it. I get it. I 100%, bro. I'm telling you. Keep it together. Don't bash each other. If there's a difference of opinions, that's cool. That's fine. If you FSG in, that's cool. If it's out, that's perfectly fine. We don't need to divide because this is what's happening. Now we're becoming like the Arsenal fan base. Now we are becoming the problem. We are becoming toxic. And now we're turning against each other when we should be banding together in a tough time like this. And I'm being honest with you, I'm probably not going to watch that Wolves game because I don't want to watch Liverpool play right now. 100% honest.
No, I rate honesty.
I'm being 100% because watching this team, I might get arrested. I'm watching this on a legal Premier League. I'm going on the legal websites to watch this team.
Allegedly.
Risking my life, risking my freedom. About to be arrested like the top G, like the Matrix has attacked me. And then I'm watching that. So at the end of the day, I just want to give y'all some positivity, keep your heads up, and just enjoy the ride. This is what we're here for in the tough times. And then when we in the good times, when we're going to be winning trophies, hopefully soon, hopefully we can get our stuff together. And I promise you, the day that we get new owners,
It's a celebration, bro.
it's going to be a celebration, man. So, yeah, it's going to be great if we can get through this. And, yeah, that's my opinion on things. And my message just to band together. So, yeah, that's all I got to say.
Big up yourself, man. And look, I've seen your message in my DMs. We're gonna sort something out over the next couple of weeks, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, man.
Bless you, bro. Take care.
Bless up.
Nice one.
Bless up, man.
Right, guys. Before I address American Cop's comments, again, I just want to reiterate, I shouldn't have to keep on doing this. Agree or disagree with what I say or what other callers say. Guys, disrespect and rudeness ain't gonna be tolerated. Like, I don't know how many times I've got to say it. We're all adults in there, innit? Like, let's not use the internet to get too comfortable, innit? Like, some of the things you guys say, you would never say to anyone's face. And I'm not even saying mine, or I'm saying you wouldn't say to anyone's face because you don't know what the repercussions would be. Guys, have respect for people. If you don't have respect, you know what comes next. I'm either going to chew you out, or I'm just going to time you out, or I'm going to block you. It's your choice, but you know how it goes, people. You know how it goes by now. Like, you may not agree with what I say. You may not agree with what any of the callers say. Keep it respectful. I'm not going to keep on going over this. We're all adults. We know where it is now. Like, there's certain things you can say. There's certain things you can't say. If you're typing something, you think to yourself, what would I do, or how would I react if someone said this to me? Maybe you shouldn't type it. So I'm going to leave that there. I do agree with some of the things American Cop says. I do think we should try and stay united as a fan base. It's going to be difficult, though, because there's so many different opinions. One thing I do want to sort of speak on, though, because I've seen a few people mention this, and American Cop mentioned it himself. We're turning to the Arsenal fan base. I don't like to say that. And the reason I don't like to say that is because the root of the Arsenal fan base becoming quote unquote toxic was because the club weren't doing what they were meant to do. And like, everyone blames AFTV, sorry. Everyone blames like Troops and Robbie and all those guys. Why weren't you blaming the club? Why weren't fans blaming the club? If I come on here and have a moan about Liverpool, it's because Liverpool have given me a reason to moan. Guys, how many times did I come on here last season and moan? How many times did I come on here 1920 and moan? You could count on your hands, maybe. Was I nitpicking last season? Maybe at points, yeah. I think we all did that sometimes last season. But on the whole, we did not moan like that. If the club was done or doing what they're meant to be doing, we'd have been doing what we're doing here. We're like guys, I was playing music, I was throwing up quads, I was doing this, I was doing that. I flipping dyed my hair red, dyed my beard red. Drifty dyed his beard red. Like, we were having a blast. Drifty got up on cameras doing the Rick Rude dance. You heard Matt's laugh echoing throughout the show, but that's all because the club was doing what they were meant to be doing. So I do think when we're saying the fan base is turning toxic, there are some sections, yeah. But the reason why the fan base is so disjointed right now is because of what the club's doing. The club gets it right. The fans get it right. Let's be real. So I don't think we're turning to Arsenal's fan base because, again, even though I've just sticked up for them, a few of them are a bit of a madness. But I don't think we've turned into Arsenal fan base. I just think we're calling out the nonsense that we're seeing, but we're just seeing the nonsense on a regular basis. So we're having to call it out on a regular basis. But yeah, big up to everyone. Please, again, keep it respectful. And again, the next caller in. Drew, 96 News. Can you hear me, bro?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, brother. How you doing?
Yeah, it's not bad, not bad. First time ever.
No, I see you in the comments though. So bless up, man.
Yeah, man. You know what? I came on. I think it was like a few shows ago, but I think it was just Drifty and Matt because I do speak Drifty on Instagram sometimes. So
Okay.
yeah. And I left you a message as well on Instagram as well. So obviously, when you're ready, when you're ready,
I'll give that a check, bro. I'll check that out.
Yeah. All right, cool. So basically, for anyone watching, first of all, Enzo's looking good. Okay, I can tell you right now. I'm watching the Chelsea game. He's looking like some. Wait, where's he from? Portugal? Where's he?
No, he came from the Portuguese league, but he's Argentinian.
Oh yeah. He's looking like some small variety, like another variety. And
oh
yeah, he's doing them outside foot free balls, and I'm like, raw. But yeah, do you know what? Me and my brother, obviously, my brother's a Chelsea fan. He's in Germany, innit? And obviously, we were just talking. Yeah. We was basically saying that for all the time that obviously we've known Klopp, because obviously both of us are German. Klopp has always been second best to wherever Pep Guardiola goes. For some reason, no matter what. It's like Pep, whenever Pep's there, Klopp is somehow second, no matter what. Like, whether it's in the Bundesliga, whether it's in the Premier League. And I was telling him that I just feel like the difference between them both is simply that Pep is just ruthless. He's not here to make friends. He doesn't care who you are, how good you are. He will drop you at an instant. Whereas Klopp, he's more like the sentimental guy, very like emotional, passionate. And I think that's why Liverpool probably chose him anyway, because it probably matches. Like, it matches our like atmosphere of the club. So, but I think that as long as Klopp maintains this type of behavior, he will always be second no matter what. We will win trophies every now and then, but I don't think that we will ever dominate in terms of trophy-wise, like the way Pep does, because Pep is very ruthless. Because let's be honest, how many of our players would really survive in Man City? Like, how many? Like, Gomez would probably be gone. Trent probably would have been playing in the back, playing wing back. He wouldn't be playing right back. I doubt it, because you can't trust him defensively. Henderson, Milner would never even be there anyway. I just don't think so.
Yeah.
A lot of signings wouldn't last. Firmino probably would last because of that link-up play, but I think he would get frustrated because, Firmino, he doesn't really score goals like that. He's a link-up man, but Pep would probably get annoyed at that, that you can't score goals like that. But I just have a question for you. So,
okay, brother.
I know you've named a lot of players that I do like Savic. I think you said it the other day. Milankovic, Savic, love that guy. Do you think that those days are gone to where we're just like getting away with just pressing? Because I think pressing the ball in triangles or doing the gegenpressing, that Klopp likes to do, I think nowadays that should be like a basic. And I think a lot of teams have sussed us out. So do you think we should go and follow maybe the Arsenal style in terms of playing with a cam and then actually playing two CDMs that can actually defend? So even if Trent wants to go forward and do his bullshit, we can at least have cover. Also not bullshit. I mean, he does cross well. But I mean,
I know what you mean.
Like, he's going to leave gaps and not come back. He's not bothered anymore. He's just leaving his house door open like, fuck it, no one's coming anyway. He might as well just get two CDMs.
Yeah.
Or do you think we should play 3-4-3 or 3-5-2? Because I feel like Robbo and Trent would enjoy it just doing their thing. Just go forward and do your thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then you have two big CDMs that can, defend. And I think if we get another CDM that can actually sit and defend, I think Fabinho can also rest and get his legs back as well. Because I think Fabinho does a lot. He does a lot on his own. He's very much like a tall Kante, just doing everything by himself.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, that's
I'm
it.
gonna chop that out for you now, brother.
No,
and I'll check out your DM and I'll get back to you as well, bro.
Yes, sir. But obviously, big up Kopish though. Big up, man. Big up Kopish.
Big up yourself, bro. Thank you, man.
All right, bro.
Take care, bro.
Later, sir.
I'll be honest. I've been screaming about 4-2-3-1 and using 3-4-3 or 3-5-2 in certain situations for years. After we won the league in 1920, I vividly remember me, Matt, and Drift did a season preview show, and they said, "Right, who's starting first game of the season?" I said, "I'm playing a 4-2-3-1. I'm dropping Hendo, playing Fabinho and Thiago, and playing Bobby as a 10." I got chewed out for it, and rightly so at the time. I understood why people were saying that Hendo's got to start. He just came off his best season for Liverpool, but we got to change up formation. 4-2-3-1 for me is the best formation in football, especially when it's used right. And I think we, for once, have the players to actually do it. The problem is and this goes back to the pressing. I don't have a problem with us pressing. Problem is we've got to have the players and the legs to press, and we don't have that. So our press, when it comes to pressing, it's all about timing. It's not necessarily about being tenacious or pace. It's all about timing. If you get the timing right, you press teams off the pitch. But if you're a half a second too late for the press, then whatever position you vacated to do the press is now a space for that opposition to exploit. So you see that Brighton game when we were trying to press them from the back, from the front, all they were doing was just, and another thing Brighton do really well is they hold, a couple of their players hold onto the ball for a little longer than normal players do, which draws in the press. But all that was happening is they were seeing a space. So, all right, I'm going to pop it to you, pop it back to me. I'm going to pop it to him. There's a triangle. Boom, bam, bam. He's out of the game now. Once one player's out of the game, you can exploit the rest of the pitch. And that's what Brighton were doing to us. So I don't have a problem with the press, and I'm happy to do the press. Happy to do the press in a 4-3-3, but you have to get the timing right, and you have to have the players who can execute it. In terms of 4-2-3-1, 3-4-3, or 3-5-2, I would love us to play those formations, especially three at the back if we get another good centre back. Like, we're wasting Trent to an extent, not playing him as a wing back in certain games. You see, when we play the quote unquote lower teams in the league, go three at the back, two centre midfielders, have one of those midfielders who likes to join up with the attack. Get Trent involved, get Robbo involved, higher up the pitch. And I guarantee you we smother some of these teams. But for whatever reason, we seem to be really resolute to that 4-3-3. And till we see some tactical flexibility, then there's not much we can do. But big up 96 News, Drew. Yeah, great question there. All right, next caller. Glasgow Red TV, a.k.a. John Moore. You there, bro?
Pick up, mate, pick up.
How you doing, brother?
I'm not too bad, man. How's you?
Not too bad. Feel like we ain't spoken in ages, man.
I haven't been on a while, Mr. I haven't. I've been busy, not well. I'm down with COVID and whatnot, so...
sorry to hear that, man.
Nah, it's all good, mate. All better now. Yeah, I just wanted to get your thoughts on the rumours going about that apparently there was a civil war going on, but within Liverpool at the moment. And apparently John Henry and Tom Warner have both had a falling out over the sale of the club. Tom wants to sell the club now, and there's talk that John Henry's holding out for a slightly bit more. For me, they need to sell this club now, because the longer this drags on, the more damage it's going to do to the club as a whole and the fan base. Yeah. Our fans are very, very divided at the minute, which I don't like seeing. You want your fans united together and fighting together for the one cause.
Yeah, that's
not happening at the moment. I'm not seeing Liverpool fans argue with each other. You know, you should never see that going on. You shouldn't. And I mean, we're too big. We're too big of a club to be carrying on like this. We really are. Well, Mr. Reddy's come out today with an article talking about the fact that FSG, they haven't got the money to take Liverpool any further forward. The reason we didn't spend in January is because FSG used that money to repay back the loan that they give to Liverpool for the main stand. So they're trying to settle all of that. That to me proves they want to sell a football club. Because then why would you care about that, a small loan, if you weren't willing to sell the club?
Yeah.
You only do that if you want 100% profit. So they get their loan fully paid back and they sell for 4 billion. That's majority of that's pure profit.
Yeah.
So they're very, very smart businessmen. But unfortunately, being a good businessman doesn't mean you're able to run a club of Liverpool size. And that's where, for me, they need to just say goodbye and say goodbye very quickly.
Yeah.
Because I don't want them walking away with everyone completely hating them. Because they have done some good at this club as well. We can't forget that. So I want them to walk away where they still have a wee bit of credit and a bit of respect about their name.
I hear that. I'll chop that up now, bro. I'll chop that up now.
Nah, nice one, Colin.
Bless you, man.
Appreciate you having me on, man.
No, I appreciate you,
Always
bro. I
love
hope
and
you start
respect.
feeling better, man. Hope you start feeling better, and we'll speak.
Nah, I
as well.
appreciate that, man. Pass on the good wishes to Matt and Drifty as well, mate. Hope they're good. Hope they're safe.
Yeah, all good, brother. They're all good, bro.
Take care, mate.
Bless you, brother. Take care, yeah.
Take care.
Big up to John. Guys, make sure you check out John's channel, Glasgow Red TV. He's on YouTube. Check that out. All right. FSG in this civil war. So here's the thing. I've said this from the beginning, and this is where me and Drift always had a back and forth, and not because I disagreed with him, but just because I wanted him to see it for what it was. FSG don't love Liverpool. They never have, and they never will. But you don't have to love something to do good for something either. They are simply businessmen doing business transactions. Business as a cutthroat thing. Emotion is taken out of business when business is usually done correctly. They are businessmen. We all know what their plan is. Their plan is to get an NBA franchise, if I'm not mistaken. In order to do that, they want to get as much money as possible so that when they go into their next venture, they take on as little risk as possible. It's business 101. If I want to buy a new car, I try and get as much money for my current car as possible, so I have to put down less of my own money on the next car. It's business 101. Don't have a problem with it. But as I've always said, football is not business. It has a business element. And that's why I've always had a problem with FSG, because they've always treated us as a cold, calculated business venture, as opposed to this is a football team. We're either in this or we're not. You can't be half in, half out when it comes to being a football owner. And that's the issue. For me, I'll be honest, it's going to sound really salty, but I'm going to say it because it's where I am at with them. I actually don't care about their reputation when they leave the club now. Like I would have before. I don't care now. Too many things have happened. Too many things are continuing to happen. Like, I don't care now. I just want them gone. And I want us to get people in who have spending power and have the ability to change things at the club. I want sustained success at Liverpool. I don't want one season great, next season rubbish. One season great, next season. I don't want that. And again, I know how it goes. You cannot win the league and the Champions League and all these things every season. You can't. But I want to be competing every single season. I want us to go into the league every season thinking we're winning this league. And when we don't, we're like, can't believe this other team played so well that they won the league. As opposed to going, we dropped the ball because we didn't sign a centre midfielder and we didn't sign this player and that player. Like, whenever we've not done what we've not meant to be doing, it's come back and bit us in the arse. When we went into the season with 3 centre-backs, bit us in the arse. When we didn't buy a better goalkeeper than Karius and Mignolet, bit us in the arse in 17-18. When we didn't buy a centre midfielder the summer just gone or the January just gone, biting us in the arse. These are mistakes we're making. And FSG, they need to go. I don't care about their representation anymore. I don't care about them as people anymore. I care about Liverpool Football Club. I'm consistent on this. If you're not right for Liverpool Football Club, whether you are the owners all the way down to one of the ball boys or stewards, then you respectfully leave or terminate the contracts or sell the club. Liverpool's my first love. Not the owners, not the players, not the manager, not the coaching staff. Liverpool Football Club. Until that's established, We're just gonna be in this merry-go-round. But yeah, again, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Right, let's get our next caller in. Kilo. You said you've had to bring the old man back out now, yeah?
FG got me fucked up, bro. What's going on with y'all?
Not too bad, brother. Hold on, have you cut your hair as well, bro?
Yeah, my birthday's next week, so I have to look nice. And
Oh, so hold on. What? I didn't get the memo, no?
Yeah, you gotta cut your hair, bro.
Bro, no, I went barber say, but I'm gonna plait my hair. I'm thinking I might grow it out, get some dreads. Zabiri's cut his, you've cut yours. No memo for me.
I cut mine because my birthday's next week, so I gotta look decent and shit. You know what I mean? Now, but how y'all doing and shit? Y'all good and shit?
Oh, you know how it goes, man.
Yeah, I was supposed to keep myself from drinking until next week, but there's Liverpool that got me fucked up and stuff. Out here drinking wine and shit. It's only one in the afternoon. But damn man, I was looking at these articles, these reports today about this head physio and shit, man. I'm about to put a hit out on him and stuff so I can apply for the job and shit, because it's just crazy, yo. Like, I kind of agree with what you were saying. It's like, what more power does a head physio need than to do his job that he's failing at?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And big up Jamrock and stuff, because he's been mentioning this for like a while now about how this head physio is kind of, shady. He does a lot of shady shit in the background and stuff. Which I do kind of have a question for you, or for the fans and stuff in the chat is, we're only in two competitions right now, right? So we're not winning the league, obviously, and the Champions League, you never know and stuff, right?
Yeah.
What's the point of rushing Luis Diaz back? He should be in physical therapy. What's February? He should be in physical therapy right now. So, I don't see the point of it. And then I have another question: is the fact of, apparently there's rumors that there was already a deal in place before Diaz got re-injured in December for Gakpo and stuff. Wow. So what was the point of rushing him back in December for this summer training, where he had 2 weeks left before he, technically speaking, when you look at medically termed, should be on the pitch and stuff? And then now we have, technically speaking, we have 4 left-sided attackers now. We have 4.
Yeah.
So, and another question, I'm sorry to ask questions and shit, but
good, bro.
So, I know 44 million. That's how much we paid for Gakpo, right? 40 was like 44,
something like 37 million pounds, I think. So yeah, $44 million.
44 million, right? Which is not a lot. Like, well, for me, it's a lot, but
yeah.
But club wise, right? And apparently, the deal was to move. So apparently, the rumor is that he was a deal for the summer and was moved up because apparently Man United wanted him or whatever. Yeah. Was a left winger needed for the summer, though? If there was no injuries. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on and stuff. You know what I mean? It's kind of depressing. They got me here with fake mustaches and fucking sunglasses inside my house and shit. It's crazy and shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. And I'm just waiting for, you know what I mean? And everyone's going to blame FSG, and obviously rightly so. But it's not all FSG's fault. Next thing you know, we're going to blame John Henry's wife on the injuries and shit. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's getting tiring at the point. It's getting repetitive and shit. You know what I mean? And Klopp sounds like a little, excuse my language and shit, like a little bitch and shit. You know what I mean? Like, in these media meetings, fucking blaming the whole world but himself and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's getting tiring complaining about everyone else, man. I have yet to hear him say that team just played better than us. There's always a fucking excuse.
Or I made a mistake. Or I made a mistake.
And that to me, like, you know what I mean? Like, And I think his pride was fucking him up in a way. Like, you know what I mean? It's okay to fucking fail. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to ask for help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's okay. And there's so much ways of communicating in regards to talking to the media and be like, you know what? We are struggling this season. Obviously, you guys know what we need, but we in the club, we're sorting it out. We're trying to find solutions, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with him saying that and pretty much telling the owners, yo, I need help. There's no disrespect in what I said or anything like that, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I need help. Me, the club, we're sorting it out. You know what I mean? And then the club, if they're watching, be like, oh shit, we need to help this man or whatever before he starts opening his mouth or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's getting kind of tiring and shit. But let me get out of here and shit like that. You know what I mean? Let me take this fucking blazer off. It's hot and shit.
Always a pleasure speaking to you, my bro. We'll catch up as well, man.
Nothing but love, man. Let me get out of here and stuff,
Yeah,
man.
bless
Bless
you,
you and the family, man. Yeah, good and
Thank
stuff.
Yeah, all good, brother.
Man,
Thank you.
Matt and Drifty, they good and shit. They in the
Yeah.
gulag or what? Do I have to go?
Nah, they're good. Nah,
hit
they're
them and shit to get them.
Nah, they're good. They're good.
All right, bro. Bye.
Bless you, bro. Take care, bro. Yeah. Do you know what? On the Diaz thing, I'm with Chris. Unless we get ourselves back into the running for the top 4, I'm not playing Diaz. I'm just not. I'm not even putting him on the bench. Let him rest. What's the point of bringing him back and then him potentially getting re-injured? I'm not doing it. If the here's the thing. If the Gakpo deal is pushed forward, regardless of Diaz being injured or not, at the detriment of getting a centre midfielder, for me, I've got an issue with that. I do think we needed to sign another left winger, because Jota and Nunes for me would have been the strikers. I like players just playing as strikers. Like Nunes, I don't want Nunes playing as a left wing. I don't want Jota playing there anymore either. But I said this, you might want Gakpo, but Gakpo wasn't the priority. If we went out and bought a right winger instead of a centre midfielder, you could actually have more of a debate about it, because there's no one there to deputise for Salah, and there's no one there to give him a rest. There's no one there to give him competition. We've got plenty of players who can play on the left. We've seen it. We've got plenty. So for us getting a left, like for me, that was pride. That was, we ain't letting Man United get a player that we want. Go and get him. I don't care about centre midfield. But at the same time, I'll be honest, I think in Klopp's mind, he feels he has enough in midfield, and he doesn't feel like these lot are done. He feels like they're out of form, it feels like. Because if rumours are to be believed and he only wants Bellingham, that to me suggests he believes the midfield is fine. They're just out of form at the moment, and they'll play their way and train their way back into form. That's a concern for me. That's a massive concern. Because if you're watching Liverpool and you think that it's just bad form when we're 20 games into a season, that's not bad form. That's not bad form. That is, something's going wrong. You need to fix it. So until Klopp does that, the questions are going to be out for him. And yeah, he's got to start taking some responsibility for some of these things. He has to. And look, again, I've made no secret about it. I do not like FSG at all. I don't. But one thing I'm not going to do is just blame them for everything that goes wrong, because that's unfair of me to do that. I can not like something but still speak about something objectively. It's not easy. I'd love to be able to blame everything on FSG, because then you've only got one issue to deal with. The problem is FSG are an issue, Klopp's an issue, and it seems as though the backroom staff are an issue as well. That's 3 major, and the players. That's 4 major issues. I wish it was just FSG, but it's not. Klopp has to take some responsibility as well. So, yeah, I don't know. Again, I'm going to say this just as a blanket comment, because I'm not going to dig you out in the comments. Careful what you're saying. Timeouts, blocks, and me having a go at you is not off the table. So I was going to leave that there. You know who you are. We're not going to do this whole, oh, you live in America, come to a home game. Obviously, Chris can't come to every home game because he lives in America. He's got a family. If you're that upset about him not going to a home game, how about you pay for a ticket and you send him to a home game? Otherwise, shut your damn mouth. So I'll leave that there. LFC for days. Can you hear me, bro? LFC for days. You there? Can you hear me? I'll put you in the background. I'll bring you back on in a bit. Mtar Mizzy, can you hear me, bro?
Yo.
Yes,
big
yo,
up.
bro. How you doing, my bro?
Yeah. No, all good, man. What I will say is right now, Liverpool is my least of concern. You know, like how do I say this? You know, like a construction firm where you participate in tender and then you got awarded by the government, and then there's one private client, and that client wants you to construct a house, and then I will just tell him and say, I have other priorities, and then over the week, so you have different projects, and then that client goes back to you and wants to follow you up, and then you will just say, yeah, I'm gonna do. That's Liverpool to me right now, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, yeah, we have Wolves on Saturday, but I'm playing football in it, so I'll have 3 games. I have football on Saturday as well before the Prem, the Liverpool game. So I'm more focused on that right now because I'm trying to get back to football regularly this year. So I have a midweek. So we have a midweek football and then the weekend football, which is every Saturday. I actually want to ask you something, Cal. Like,
Go for it, brother.
say if you have the time for 1 year, the time to play football regularly, what's your aim and objective to get out of it? So for me, I just want to have that availability. So I don't care about improve on technical aspects or tactical aspects, because like people when they get so harsh on themselves, like they have a bad game and then just can't forgive themselves. I think for me at my age, it's just mentally it really hurts to feel that way right now. So if I have a bad game, or it is my pass, or I don't receive the pass well, like it's just so off, I just take it as it is, just accept it and then just focus. As long as I can be I'm selected to be at the next game, so you know what I'm saying. So I think availability for me is the most important thing right now at my age. Yeah, I think. And also another thing is like young athletes these days, like young professional footballers,
Yeah.
how important for them to have someone like an agent to make a future decisions, like select transfers and all that. I mean, how important is it to have agents in the circle? So that's just 2 questions. Like I said, Liverpool, let's hope we get a dub, and hopefully I can give a positive review. Big up to you, big up to Matt and Drev,
Big
as
up,
always.
bro.
The people.
Bless you, bro. Bless you, man. Always
Take
a
care,
pleasure, my
take
bro.
care.
Take care, man.
Love.
My objective, if I was able to have the time to play football for a year, I'm gonna be honest, it's probably availability for me. I've had some horrible injuries over I'd say maybe the last, probably since, probably over the last 7-8 years, I've had some horrible injuries. So for me, it'd be availability. Like, I'm not going to go into all my injuries, but it's a madness. I'm the navigator of Kopish, put it that way. So yeah, for me, it'd be availability. I could live with having a bad game here or there. It would play on my mind, but yeah, I'd want to be able to be available for 90% of the year. Because if I'm not available, then I can't even affect the game whatsoever. In terms of young players and agents, I look at people like Bobby Duncan. Jerome Sinclair. I'm even looking at the Bellingham situation now. That move when you're young is so important. This is why if we don't get Bellingham and he decides to go to a Man City, for example, or Real Madrid, I don't really want to see us as a fan base berate Bellingham, because you see, if he makes a move that's smart, it could change his whole life and his whole career. There's an argument to say Dele Alli should have gone somewhere else apart from Tottenham, or shouldn't have stayed at Tottenham as long as he did. Like, the agents for young players and the advisors around the young players is so important in football. Do you know what? Forget football, life in general. I remember being younger, being 18, 19, I was making life decisions. I was so fortunate. I've got my older brother, I've got uncles, I've got cousins who are older than me. Without them, I don't know which route I'd have taken, or like shout out to my brother. He's probably not even watching, but he steered me and made sure like I thought about my decisions before I made them. So I don't think it's just a football thing. I think it's life. I think you need to have good people around you. You need to have people who have your best interests at hand as well. One of the things you see of agents is they think, right, you know what, if I get this player a move, if I orchestrate a move, they get a move, but I get a nice bag at the end of it as well. I get some nice money. I get some good change out of this. You don't want people like that around you. You don't. And look, maybe this is the reason I'm doing this and not a multi-millionaire or someone who's super rich. I'm not motivated by money like that. Yeah, I think money's good and you can do some good with money. I think if you're motivated by money, you're never really truly content in life. And I'll be honest with you guys, I want to be content in life, but I don't want to be content. So I don't want to just be rich and not content, because you end up doing silly things with it. I'd rather be well off rather than rich and do good with it than rich and not do good with it, or just be unhappy because you gain nothing out of it. So long story short, I think young players, young people in general, need to have good people around them and good agents. Otherwise, yeah, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be. And look, even as a parent, I can do all I can for my kids, but I still want to make sure my friends and family are around for them as well, because I'm going to have different views on certain things that aren't going to be right. Even though I'm coming from a good place, I need someone to be able to sit down with myself or sit down with them and go, do it this way. I know what your dad's saying. I'm going to speak to your dad, but try it this way, because I think your dad's not really seeing it from this angle and you might make a mistake there. Or sit down and go, you know what, Cal, I know you got your best interest for your kids, but maybe try it this way. Maybe you're thinking too much about yourself as opposed to them. So I think it's important to have, and having people who will say no to you as well. You see, if I've got friends who say, Cal, no, that's not right, there's nothing more valuable than those people. Too many yes people ain't the one, man. Ain't the one. So yeah, that's my little hot take on it. Indian Scout, so welcome to the show, bro. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
There we go. There we go. How you doing, bro?
Yes, all good. How are you doing?
Not too bad, bro. Sorry we couldn't get you in last week.
No. Yeah, no worries about that at all. I know there's a lot of people trying to get in, so it's difficult. But thanks for having me on this week. And honestly, there's no question really, but it's been a while since I called in, because I think like the timings here are really difficult. Like literally right now, you won't believe it, it's actually 5:12 a.m. right now. 5:12 in the morning, so it's almost 6 in the morning. But yeah, tomorrow there's no work for me to Saturday. Obviously looking forward to our game, and big up everyone in the chat, big up all the callers so far. But I wanted to ask you one thing, Callum. So how much did Chelsea spend again this whole season, or even if it's in last month in Jan?
It's like 600 mil at the moment. I think Bowley spent in it. Chelsea.
All of that just to draw 0-0 against Fulham at home, yeah?
Mad.
Yeah, I just wanted to get that in because, I was actually out tonight with my friends, and as soon as I got back, right before the kickoff, I watched the full game like before getting on here, and it ended 0-0 at Stamford Bridge, London Derby, Chelsea 0, Fulham 0. Yeah. So I have a few friends who are Chelsea fans as well. So it's mad, like obviously it's not gonna work overnight. I know what they're gonna say, like give them time. It was I think Enzo's debut as well, and I think they got Chilwell and Reece James back after a long time. So it is gonna take time to gel in, But they spent all that just to draw 0-0 at home against Fulham.
Yeah, it's not
And
good.
I wanted to tell you another thing. A few days ago, when it was transfer deadline, obviously Jurgen Klopp came out to say that we're not signing anyone, right? Like after the Brighton game, I think he made quite clear that no one's walking through the door. But knowing myself, I was still up until 6 in the morning because 11 p.m. UK time, it's 6 a.m. in Bangkok, 7 hours ahead, right? You know that deep down you have that feeling that something might happen on deadline day. Like you just feel it. Like it could happen, it could not. But I wasn't expecting anyone in, obviously, especially when Klopp said that. But again, like I was still up till 6, like refreshing everything. My Instagram, my Twitter, like just
I hear you.
hoping, just hoping like something would happen, like the R2 Melo deal in the summer, like on
Yeah.
deadline day when Melo came to the door. Obviously, I think that's when Klopp literally said like, "Oh yeah, I made a mistake. Like we do need someone." That's when we got in someone. But this time, I knew no one was walking to the door. I still stayed awake, knowing nothing was gonna happen. I still did. But tomorrow's game, honestly,
How you
I've
feeling?
watched your preview with Matt. Obviously, big up to Matt and Drifty as well. And I agree with you completely. Like, if Klopp is gonna play Darwin on the left and Gakpo in front, the only way I see it is if we play a 4-4-2 diamond. So Gakpo literally behind the two strikers, behind Nunez and Salah, and obviously our midfield three picks itself. But there's no question for you, Cal. I know you're all alone tonight. I'm frustrated, but the only thing I want to ask you is just for fun. I was gonna ask this last week actually. So, what is your favorite Liverpool celebration of all time? So mine is obviously well, I say obviously there's actually a lot, but I know you love Bobby, so I love it when he does his his kick with Van Dijk when Van Dijk does it to him. But if you can't pick that, if you can't take any of Bobby's celebration, because I know you love Bobby. So without a celebration, mine is Luis Suarez when he jumped in front of David Moyes after he called him a diver. But
that was
big up to you, Cal. Hope we get the 3 points tomorrow.
Big
Much
up,
love
bro.
to you every time.
Bless you, bro.
Thank you, bro. Have a good night.
You too, brother.
See you next week.
Big up Indian Scouts as always. Guys, he's up at 5 in the morning. And you got people who want to talk about fans who don't live in the UK. Miss me out, man. Miss me out. He's up at 5 in the morning. How many of you get up for five in the morning for anyone or anything? Like, come on, man. Have some respect for these people. I'll be honest, the Chelsea stuff, we might as well get the banter in from now because when it clicks at Chelsea, it's problems for everyone. So, again, if I'm not mistaken, they're either on the same points as us or slightly below us. I'm going to banter Chelsea because they're the only ones we can banter in it. So, I'm just going to roll with that for now because that's all I've got at the moment. In terms of celebrations, so Lovren, when he scored the winner against Borussia Dortmund, I thought that was a brilliant celebration. Sturridge's celebration with the dance, I always thought was iconic. Torres, when he scored against Man United in the 4-1 win and he held up the 5 to the away fans, saying 5 Champions Leagues. Who else have I got? Robbie Fowler sniffing the line. I thought that was a fantastic celebration because obviously the rumors and the rumors weren't true. Salah when he did the peace pose when he scored the rocket against Chelsea, 2-0 win back in 18-19. Those are probably the best ones I can think of off the top of my head. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Jay. Gerrard kissing the camera at Old Trafford. How can I forget that? How the hell can I forget that? That was iconic. He did it 2 seasons in a row. That might be the one, actually. You guys, you know when you mention Gerrard with me, you know what it is. You know I'm biased when it comes to Gerrard. Trent folded arms at Leicester. That was cool. That's when we knew we won the league. Yeah, there have been some quality celebrations, man. God willing, there's more to come. Hopefully it starts tomorrow. But we will see. We will see. Right, hopefully you're ready now. LFC for days, you there, bro?
Yo, does it work? Okay, it works.
Yeah, we hear you, bro. How you doing, man?
You good, yeah?
Not too bad, brother. How are you?
Bro, I'm telling you, man. LFC got us in the doldrums, man. I don't know what's going on. Every time, every game, we fear. Before, we used to not even want to watch games because we knew we were going to win. I don't know what's going on. And I'm hearing all this nonsense going in the back rooms. You know what? One thing I do feel is Gakpo. I don't think Gakpo will be at all a winger. I have a very big reason why I feel, because come when we get our full squad again in the summer, Gakpo will be third choice for left wing. For strike, he would be third choice again. And I'm pretty sure for right wing, if we're assuming Klopp favourites Elliott over Gakpo, he will be third again. So I actually feel, even though we said, Klopp, we want a winger, why did you get Gakpo? I think Klopp's going to do something on us where it's going to be like, well, I did get a winger. I do, because I mean, I did get a midfielder, because I do think really Gakpo, the way you watch him play, they're gonna go and put him up as a 10 or an 8. It just looks like it, because it just doesn't make sense. They bought Gakpo for him to be third choice. And if you look at it and you look at the way they're playing him, they're not playing him specifically just to want to see how he is on the wing and stuff. It looks like they're just trying to find how he plays, how athletic he is, because I really think he's going to be reinvented. But the problem we've been seeing, and all this news now that's been breaking through, you know, with the back room, it's going to cause that progression to be a struggle again, in my opinion. And you see FSG, why I'm so sick and tired of them is, whilst everyone is going into the bar with the missus, with money, buying shit, we're out here trying to beg the bartender with food stamps to buy some wine. What's going on? Buy something. Like food stamps. Like who goes to the bar with food stamps? We're out here saying, oh, we wanted to get Tuchemani, and Tuchemani wasn't. We were gambling with Tuchemani. Tuchemani even made it clear he was even really swinging to Real Madrid, but no, we want to be a third wheeler and be like, we'll catch the sloppy seconds. He's gone. And then we're like, oh, okay, yeah, we're not going to go into the summer. Look at Basuma, because I got Basuma. Basuma is rotting on Tottenham's bench. Do you mean to tell me we let Tottenham bench Basuma when we needed a Basuma?
Yeah, fact.
Like, you know, it's disrespect. It's just disgusting from what I'm seeing. And then it's like the fact that, you know, for me, Klopp, if Klopp has any respect for himself, he shouldn't be letting FSG get away with it too much. Like, you know, I saw on Twitter, Red Sox fans were booing John Henry when he said he wasn't going to buy a certain player or something. And like his reaction to it was like Scrooge from Christmas. He was like, yeah, I knew that was coming. Don't care.
Yeah.
I don't want that as an owner anymore. Because why we need new owners is because the mess at the back room now is so bad that at least when a new owner comes in, it's kind of a refresh. If they don't like what's going on, they will move it on, because FSG, they're more than happy to keep on. It really has turned into the start of the Arsenal ascension for us, because it's when you get complacent, which we have got complacent, we never really beat what we needed to at the top. Everyone else among us are going to keep on spending and keep on pushing and keep on making the changes. The league has now got owners who are, in some of our competitors, more ambitious than us. we don't no longer have that advantage we had, where we can, play this thing with the FFP. I mean, even with FFP, Chelsea still signed Enzo. You know, so it just shows when we have to keep on selling players, even till this point now. We still have to. We're still here thinking, oh no, who do we have to sell to buy players? Why? Chelsea didn't say, oh, we got Lukaku on the books, who they still have on the books. They didn't say we got Werner still on the books. Got to sell him before we buy anyone. They've gone and bought like 5 or 6 players. We can't compete with that anymore. And the unfortunate thing is, we just need new owners. It just is what it is. As for tomorrow's game, big up yourselves for watching that and streaming that. It's that's gonna be peak. Because I know I ain't watching that. I'll watch. I will look at the highlights afterwards. And yeah, if people say that doesn't make you an LFC fan, fair enough. But for me, I'm not putting myself through that torture. I don't need to see that. But yeah, big up yourself, man.
Big up yourself as always, bro.
Been holding up the fort, bro, almost to midnight. So let me not keep you too long.
No, I'm here, man. I'm here. I'm just gonna say, in terms of callers, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 8 callers. So Nalante will be the last caller. That's number 8. So if anyone joins after Nalante, unfortunately, we won't be able to get you on tonight, but we'll get you on next week. So I'm gonna take 8
See you
more
soon,
calls.
sir. Yep.
No, LFC for days. Bless you as always, bro. Guys, how many times have I said Gakpo is going to be a midfielder for Liverpool? He's going to be a midfielder for Liverpool. You do not have the assistant manager say he's the missing piece of the puzzle to have him be a backup for left wing or second striker or right wing. You do not buy a missing piece of the puzzle to be a backup. The missing piece of the puzzle is one of the key cogs. We didn't buy Thiago to be a backup. He was a missing piece of the puzzle when we bought him. We didn't buy Virgil to be a backup. He was a missing piece of the puzzle. I don't like the idea, but let's not make any bones about it. Henderson was played as a 6, was never a 6 before Klopp came. Lallana was played as an 8, was never an 8 before Klopp came. Gini Wijnaldum was played as an 8. He was playing left wing and 10 for Newcastle. Like, Bobby Firmino was a 10, an out-and-out 10. Turn him into a false 9. Like, let's not act like this isn't what Klopp does. Naby Keita, when he first came to Liverpool, was playing left wing of a 3 sometimes. If Klopp sees a position in his mind that you're going to play in, he's going to play you there. And look, if Gakpo plays as an 8 and it works, I hold my hands up and say, rah, what an invention, what a great piece of business, what a great insight from Klopp. But if it doesn't work, it's going to really put him under the microscope. It's going to be like, why not just go out and get someone who's ready-made for the position rather than train someone into a new role? But hey, I don't think Gakpo is explosive enough to play as a winger in our system. I don't think he's aggressive enough on the ball or off it to play as a winger in our system. I hope I'm proven wrong. I really do. But time will tell. Time will tell. Next caller, the legend, Bajan Barnes. Salute, sir. How are you doing?
It's freezing, Cal.
Is that physically or mentally when it comes to Liverpool, or both?
Mentally, yes. Physically as well. It's minus 25 with wind chill right now, bro.
It's what?
Minus 25.
Oh, miss me out. Miss me out. It was 11 degrees in my neck of the woods today, and I wore a body warmer and a hoodie.
Brother,
I'm not leaving my house if I'm you.
I don't want to leave.
I'm not leaving the house. I'm not even putting the bins out. How about that?
Luckily, that was Wednesday, so I don't have to do that. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm indoors for the rest of the night and for tomorrow too.
It's minus 25
with wind chill. Yeah.
Just confirm, is that Fahrenheit or Celsius?
That's Celsius.
Oh, no. Forget that. No, forget that. That is wild.
Yeah, it's wild. But look, Cal, I'm gonna rip the band-aid off.
Go
I'm
for it,
gonna
bro.
bring up a topic right now that I know gonna rattle some cages.
Go on.
I'm Klopp in. Let's just
Yeah.
put that out there. I'm Klopp
Yeah.
in for
Yeah.
now. But I'm gonna ask the question: are we seeing a trend here with Klopp? Look at his previous jobs. When he was at Mainz, when he was at Dortmund, and now at Liverpool. After a certain period of time, you saw a steep drop off. Now, mind you, at Dortmund, you had a lot of good players leave, but also something that's been common with all three scenarios is that they have been an injury problem in all three different scenarios, three different teams. Is it because Klopp's a one-trick pony? That he only wants to play one way and one way only? He does not want to do other things, change things up? Or does he not know how to change things up? That is a golden question out there. People don't want to ask the questions, but I'm going to ask them. Is that the possibility? It could be, because it's happened 3 times now. And I've never seen an injury history like what's going through with Liverpool right now. This is a madness. And it's not just one area, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. And this health guy that is probably one of his right-hand men, brother, you should be lucky you got a job because you're doing a piss poor job. I'm sorry. There is no chance these guys should be going through the injuries that they're going through. And Klopp needs to stop being a spoilt brat, a kid. He needs to just own up that he's made mistakes. He's not perfect. Say that he has. And people would not be on his case as much as they are right now because he's doing a madness. He's doing everything and he's trying to put up this front and then lashing out at reporters when they ask simple questions.
Yeah.
Can't be like that. Cannot be like that. But, good question I'm going to bring up to you. I know it's going to be a topic. Me and Jamrock was discussing it yesterday. People don't want to talk about this, but I want to bring it up because it needs to be talked about 100%.
Fully
and
agree.
on FSG, I'm with you. I'm fully out with them. You see my tweet about them. I'm fully out with them. They can get out of here. But they're businessmen. They don't care about the club. No club they own, they care about. None of them.
No.
Not one. It's about money for them. That's it.
Facts.
Right? Give me an owner who want to come to Liverpool 10 times a year just to be in the crowd and show some ambition and actually love football and love the team. I'm all for them. I don't care where they're from. And all this banter from all these other clubs, keep it now, man. You see Cass, brother, I'm going to wait for him. I'm going to hold my receipts for him. Going on in all these in my crosshairs, Call of Duty style. Don't worry.
You hold the receipts. Beige and Barnes, bless you as always, bro.
Peace up.
Take care, yeah. You too, bro. 17 hamstring injuries, if I'm not mistaken, this season. Let me repeat that. 17 hamstring injuries. Guys, that's a madness. That's not coincidence. That's habit. There is something wrong. 17, guys. 17 hamstring injuries. That is crazy. That's crazy. In terms of Bajan Barnes' question, this is why I think it's difficult to say. So, I don't think anyone can dispute the fact that Klopp is brilliant at building from the ground up. Brilliant. In my opinion, the best manager at doing it. He built us from ground zero to the pinnacle of football. Literally the pinnacle. I want to go Liverpool, guys. Thiago said, I want to leave Bayern Munich where everything's cushy. I'm winning every season. I want to go Liverpool. I need to be at that place. There's something special there. Klopp did that. And forever he will be immortalized for that. Gave me the first time I've seen my team win a Premier League trophy. That Klopp did that. Klopp did that. There's no evidence whether he can rebuild or not. At Mainz, he left. He could have, in my opinion, he couldn't have taken the club any further. Resources, etc. He left. Dortmund in his last season, ravaged by injuries like he is at the moment, but he still should have done better in his last season at Dortmund. Now, again, he shouldn't have been winning the league at Dortmund in his last season. He should have qualified for the Champions League, though. And I think that's where it is. It's the expectation. When we didn't sign a centre midfielder in the summer, it wasn't the league title. It left my brain. We're not winning the league. No centre midfielder, we ain't winning the league. Forget about that. But dropping out of top 4, unthinkable. If you had said to me on the beginning of the season, if Liverpool don't sign who they need to sign, they're going to fall out of the top 4, I'd have said, no way, bro. You're crazy. We ain't falling out of top 4. We ain't winning the league, but we ain't falling out of top 4. We should not be where we are in the league. And the reason we are where we are in the league is because of Jurgen Klopp. Us not winning the league, us not winning back-to-backs and all that, that's on the owners. In the same way, we hold energy and say that Klopp got the best out of these players in spite of the owners. We have to hold that same energy when the team isn't performing to the standard they should be performing to. The minimum Liverpool Football Club should be getting under Klopp with this set of players is top 4. The minimum. No one can sit here and tell me we do not have a better squad than Newcastle. Why are Newcastle so far ahead of us? Again, I don't think anyone can sit here and say Man United have a better squad. They may have more players. They haven't got a better squad. We saw what happened when Casemiro came out the team. It was McTominay. As bad as Henderson is, no one ain't swapping Hendo for McTominay. Let's be real. As bad as Henderson's been this season, no one ain't swapping Henderson for McTominay. We've got better players and a better manager than a lot of these teams. Why are we so far below them? Why below Fulham, guys? Brentford. That's not the owners. That's Jurgen, guys. I hate to say it. It breaks my heart to say it, but that's Jurgen. We have to be real. We cannot hold Jurgen to a standard, and then when it starts going wrong, not hold him to that same standard. Just with all due respect, that's where I come from in it. Can he rebuild? It's dependent on his mindset and the owners. It genuinely is, because if he's not willing to let some of these players go who have run through walls for him and brought him success, then no matter who the ownership is, we're just going to be doing rinse and repeat. Some of these players have to be moved on. They really have to now. Until that happens, we're in a bad situation, in my opinion. We really are. So, yeah. I don't know if Klopp's got the ability to do a rebuild because I've never seen it. If my heart was to answer that question, I'd say, yeah, Klopp can do a rebuild. At the moment, he's not showing it, though. He's not showing it. So, yeah, we'll see. Big up Bejan Barnes. Right, let's get our next caller in. Maddie.
What up, Callum?
What's going on, bro?
My despicable Callum is missing. I blame Jurgen for that. Anyway, next week when the full panel is on, we'll bring up the messy goat talk. I don't want to do it without the guys and them around.
Yes, we need to. We need to discuss that.
But so short and sweet, as normal, disclaimer. Anything I say, it's only my opinion. I'm not no football guru. I ain't no football expert, so what do I know? Just my humble opinion. So here we go. All right. So first thing I got to address is everybody's talking about Salah. He's washed. He's out of form since he signed a new contract. The first caller coined it best. Do you all know, if you all go check the stats from when Salah joined the club to now, he has outplayed just about everybody in the world by at least 3,000 minutes. 3,000 minutes. Then think about it too. Again, Carl, you're giving Linders a bit credit talking about the missing piece, hope and pray. You know that Jamaican song, Hope and Pray? All right. Linders is the same person who put Salah down on the byline. So what y'all expect? Even Egypt, which is nowhere near Liverpool, plays Salah better than Liverpool uses him. So that just goes to show you what's going on. The other thing that a lot of people don't want to acknowledge, I should say, Klopp is to blame now for a lot of the mess. The backroom staff and all that sort of stuff. Who is the person who got them extensions and pay rises? It's Klopp. Also, this is for Drifty when he comes on next week. Not having a go at him, but I'm just giving him a pointer. He always trying to defend Klopp, right? But I'm kind of confused, as in, like, is Klopp a god now that we believe in him, or we must believe in him, like if he can't do no wrong, because he's doing a lot of wrong.
Yeah.
Even the scary thing about it, Kanate being injured or got a slight knock or whatever, that's a misuse of your resources. You know, the other thing, as I said, the recruitment, and when I said it, Matt was like, and a couple of y'all said, like, you know, oh, you can't have a managing director overruling, fire on his ass and say no or yes, because people like Gravenberg and all these other youthful players, if you do your research, they had a choice of coming to Liverpool, but they decided to go to Germany or other clubs for one simple reason. They know they was not going to get any playing time. To develop into a world-class player or even a great player, you got to play.
Yeah.
You got to play. And if that is the case, I want you to write this down, Carl, for Drift when you see him. Any of your kids who are playing football now became proteges, wonder kids. Would you and your missus be comfortable with Uncle Drifty saying, guess what? Little Stevie, little young man, little youth, they should just go to Liverpool and humble themselves for 5-6 years. And then when their time come, then they should play, because he made that reference to Brewster. Yes, Brewster went to a crappy club, Sheffield. But why should he have to sit 5 years and stunt his development because you're at a prestigious club? That is like trying to tell me I go into the club at a reggae fest with the dance hall queen. She looked good and every damn thing else. But then at the end of the night, I go back home alone because she going out with an ex-man. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. The Bellingham thing, it's good and bad. If Bellingham does come to LFC, he ain't signing a long-term contract. 4 or 5 years maximum, and he's going to have a buyout clause. He's a smart youth. He is not going to come to LFC without a way to get out of it. And the scary thing that I've heard a lot of people talking about, next season, the new DM Bajatic or whatever his name is, sorry for butchering his name.
Yeah.
People are putting him, Thiago, and Bellingham as the midfield for next year. Thiago is a Mercedes-Benz, but you're putting him to run to the market to restock your grocery store.
Yeah.
So anybody who is going along with that theory, remember the last time I was here, I was saying it had a weed concert going on in Liverpool. Everybody watching snowfall. They're on that high-grade white dust. So that's all I got to say for now. Next week,
Chop that up. We need to do that goat talk. We have to have that conversation.
When you hear it, Cal, because I'm gonna give you some links and some people to watch on YouTube.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, So peace out. You're doing a
Bless
good
you.
job. And as I said, I blame the missing in action, despicable Callum solely on Jurgen. That's all I got to say. Peace out. Everybody
Peace,
hit
bro.
that like button.
Thank
Big
you.
up yourself. Before I leave, you all might see me up here, or I will send you all a picture. I'm going to go down to the Red Sox baseball park, and I'm going to have a big sign. Freaking stupid gooners need to leave LFC.
Bless you. Big up Maddie, as always. What a legend. Yeah, look, I gotta be honest, I do agree with a lot of what he said. I think the Salah thing is I've said it for years, he's just been overplayed, overworked. Like, it's only so much a player can do. Like, the intensity of today's game, you have to have rotation. You look at Pep Guardiola, Pep probably is the best to do it. He rotates his players so well. In terms of next season, Bichetic could be a gift and a curse. Bichetic could be a gift that we've now got a DM who looks like they could grow into a real talent. It could be a curse because the club could look at it and go, well, we're not going to sign another DM then because we've got Bichetic. How long is he going to stick around for if he's in a team where he's developing but the rest of the team isn't developing? Like, we just seem to take too many risks at the moment. And yeah, I do think Klopp should be questioned on a lot of things. And I want to get back to being shameless Callum. Like, I do. I hate being on here and being miserable and moody. I hate it. You know how much I want to come in here and cuss out the rivals and all this? Oh, I live for it. I live for that. You know how unbearable I was last season? People wouldn't answer my phone calls last season. Cal's calling. We just played Liverpool. I ain't answering. They'd message me back in a couple of days and be like, Cal, all due respect, I know it was an emergency, so I didn't call you back. I weren't looking to listen to you speak about Liverpool and what you did to our club. You see now? Getting WhatsApp messages every day. Phone calls regularly. Cal, what's happening to Liverpool? I met up with my cousin the other day. Do you know what he said to me? In fact, no, tell a lie. Do you know what his missus said to me? She said, the moment Liverpool lose, he says, babe, I'm going into the bedroom to watch Callum and the boys on Kopish. She says he lies in bed with popcorn and watches. He's an Arsenal fan. He lies in bed with popcorn and has a laugh watching us in meltdown. My own cousin, said that. And she said she peeps her head in and she watches him laughing. You know how rough that is? He's in my face saying, I can't do him nothing because he's bigger than me and he's stronger than me. I can't do him nothing. I've just got to sit there and take it. He laughs. He comes in and watches the show after we lose and he laughs. That's a lot to deal with, you know. Mentally, that's a lot to deal with. But as I said, I've dished it out over the years. Right on cue, Guna Lee. Guna Lee. How many times did I call Lee last season? I beat them 4-0, beat them 2-0 in the Carabao, and then beat them 2-0 at the Emirates. 3 times I called him last season, you know. 3 times. If Guna Lee comes and cusses me out when Liverpool lose to Arsenal, I can't turn around and say nothing now. I've got to take it on the chin. I called him 3 times, guys, and put him on loudspeaker so you guys could hear him last season. Calm as a bee, innit? And I'm finding out the hard way right now, so I can't even be mad. Right. Last week, we were introduced to a certain Albert. And let's just say it was flames. After seeing him on the show and speaking to him, I found out he's spoken to Rods, he's spoken to Jerry James, he spoke to Jamie. All this time, I've never heard of Albert. I've never seen him. I've seen him in the comments a couple of times. He's back. Uncle.
What's up, Callum?
Not too bad. How you doing?
I'm good. I see you're drinking the water today.
You see it? Look, Uncle. Look how many I've got through. Look how many I've got through in the last couple
man,
of
it's good. It's good for your kidneys, man. Keep drinking.
I know.
Keep drinking that.
I know.
Hey,
Look,
listen, man. I'm gonna just for fun, right? Before I say anything, I'm gonna read you a list. You're a good historian of football, so tell me the link. Lukaku twice, Saul Niguez, Timo Werner, Juan Sebastian Veron, Khalid Boularus, Scott Parker, Sean Wright Phillips, Adrian Mutu, Yarosik, Pierre Luigi Casiraghi, Robert Fleck, Winston Bogart. You know where I'm heading, right? Money can't fucking buy you love. Tell them Chelsea fans that we know their history. There's something in the name. Money ain't fucking buying them no love. At the end of the day, it's on the green fucking grass. You got to play the match. Yeah. Today, the man who looked like he cost £100 million was Palhinha. He's coming to play Liverpool soon. Listen, man, our team is now like a third world dictatorship, you know? President Mugabe doesn't know what his prime minister is doing. All his kids look like his army commander. He still doesn't have a fucking clue. Our owner doesn't have a fucking clue what is going on in Liverpool. I read Helen Reddy's piece today, and I nearly torched myself to flames. You know, what we've been suspecting is going on is actually what is going on. We thought it was a duck. We thought it looked like a duck. We thought it was following his mom and shitting all over the place that it was going in straight lines. It was a duck, wasn't it? There's civil war and up top with the staff of Liverpool. Klopp knows what is going on, and he's not doing anything about it because he has selected a group of people like the dictator who tell him what he wants to hear, and that's how he's living. It's sad, but it's real. So it's affected the playing staff, and that's exactly what is going on. Did you read the article? Did you read the article by Helen Reddy?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's on Sky Sports. You should find it and read it. It's exactly what we've been thinking is going on. And I think the time has come. I'm Klopp out. I want him to leave because I don't know what he can do differently. It's very, very difficult for him to redo what he has done because after building this thing up to where it got to, he needed to have maintained it like an aircraft. You don't wait until the engine goes up in flames when it's in the sky before you start fixing it. You do preventive maintenance. So you take people out, you put people in. You take people out, and Sir Alex Ferguson was an expert at it. He took out Jaap Stam at the height of his powers. He did the same to Wayne Rooney. He did it to Beckham. He did it to Van Nistelrooy. Name them. Yeah. He takes you out when you think you are bigger than the team, and he brings somebody in who plays better. Today, I was watching Chelsea, and if I was Stevie Wonder and just listening to the commentary, I would have thought that Palhinha, Willian, and Andreas Pereira were the £100 million players. In fact, Mudryk was taken off after the first half. I think he's injured, but he was taken off after 45 minutes. That's what £100 million buys you. So for those people who make the argument that we cannot buy our way through our problems, I agree. I wouldn't advocate Liverpool to have gone on a chase for Enzo Fernandez because you know what? They could have gone for the Thuram brothers. They could have gone for Kwadio Kone. Yeah. They could have gone for Salis Abdul Samed. There are so many. They could have gone for João Gomez. We've sat down for João Gomez to go to Wolves for 17 million. He was a player linked with Liverpool, next summer FC. He was linked with us. We sat down for him to go there. Now we're going to go buy him for £50 million. Bet in a year or two after he shines at Wolves, the Jorge Mendes connection. We are going to go buy him. We are going to go buy him then. Thing is, Jurgen Klopp needs to take responsibility. It's not good enough for all the good things to be associated with him and all the bad things to be associated with FSG and Pep Linders. Yeah. I have submitted Pep Linders' CV to Ajax. Hopefully, he gets the job. And we are free at last. Thank God Almighty, we're free at last. He gets the Ajax job. But it's not all about them. It's about Klopp. He should take responsibility for what is going on. You can't buy Gakpo when you don't need him. He has done it so many times. They've done it so many times. They didn't do it once. He did the same thing with Luis Diaz. Spurs were going to sign him, and they quickly went and signed him. Same thing with Nunes. Manchester United were going to say, he seems to maybe take delight in doing that. Okay, but at least sign the players that we need. You wanted Tchouaméni. You didn't get Tchouaméni. So since then, you've never recovered. You remind me of the guy that wanted to marry Serena Williams. Didn't get Serena Williams, so he's become a bloody wanker for the rest of his life. But what the hell is wrong with him? We need a midfielder. Get a midfielder. You didn't get Tchouaméni, so what? Tchouaméni is a good player, but he's like every young player. He's not exactly pulling up trees at Real Madrid. He's playing well, but he was on the bench last week. So get somebody else. We can't hang the fortunes of our team on the shoulders of an 18-year-old. That's not a smart thing to do. What if he gets injured? I mean, all our players are getting hamstring. I mean, maybe they should all stop eating pork because Mohamed Salah doesn't eat pork. That's why he doesn't get hamstring. The hams are upset. The training methods are wrong. The recovery methods are wrong. The things that he should be doing to rejuvenate the boys, he's not doing it.
Yeah.
So why is it that they are even making the assertion or pretending as if we don't have a problem? We do have a problem. We do have a problem. We do have a problem, and they know that. What are they trying to hide? What we said was going on in the rumor mill is exactly what is going on. Our owner is not interested in developing the team. He sees the team, the playing body, as a depreciating asset. For him, it's the bricks and mortar he values. That is why he takes out a short-term loan or a short-term facility at low interest to develop it, and then he says, Liverpool gets to pay for it. So Liverpool gets to pay for it. That means Liverpool doesn't have money to buy players.
Yeah.
But what he should realize is that it is a team that plays well that gives the football team value. That is why the other guys in blue on the other side of the Messi, of Stanley Park, who are even building a new stadium are where they are. Because they are not Liverpool. We are Liverpool. We have built goodwill. We have built a market premium. And indeed, the money he put in the team has 10-folded and 12-folded because of who we are. He has to put money inside the team to develop the players. But Klopp cannot sit askance, collect his £15 million a year and be paid to be an enabler. Because as we speak now, he's an enabler. He doesn't want to answer the question. So he feigns getting upset, and all the journalists are intimidated. They are not asking him the right questions. Some of us sat up throughout the transfer market ending day. I even missed my hospital appointment. But it's all good. Tomorrow, they should win. There are no excuses. He's not going to go draw and then come and tell us that it's an improvement. They should win. Yeah. We have the best possible result from the Chelsea and Fulham match. We're going to get if we win, we leapfrog both of them. That's what we want. Yeah. Let's not do what we did and lose to Nottingham Forest when the 3 points that we needed then, if we had now, we'll be at 32. At the end of the day, when everything is said and done, the 2 matches that we lost to Leeds and Nottingham Forest are going to become a problem because that's 6 points. If we had that 6 points, we would have 35 points and we'll be within striking distance.
We would, yeah.
Klopp absolutely needs to take responsibility. There's absolutely no excuse for being an enabler. Absolutely none.
Facts.
Yo, you guys
Albert.
take it. Yeah, you guys take it easy. I'll be watching tomorrow. I'll wake up at 7 o'clock as usual, and we'll be telling them if they lose. They are not going to lose. They better not lose. you mentioned something about changing the shape of the team.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand why we see that he cannot keep playing that high line with a central defender who is nursing an ACL and one who gets hamstrings for fun.
Yeah.
I don't know why he doesn't see that he's better off playing 3-back and using both Robbo and Trent as wing backs to put our team in better stead. I don't know why he doesn't see that Gakpo is not a center forward. The missing link is not a center forward.
Yeah.
What is it that those people are not seeing that we see? Because you see it, I see it, so many people see it, and we are not even in the team. What is it they're not seeing? You cannot keep doing the same thing all the time and expect a different result. Something absolutely needs to change. And they know that Diaz is not going to be the same player. They know. That's the reason why they bought Gakpo. When somebody gets an LCL and an MCL, they don't come back the same player. They know. So that's my rant for today. And like I said, somebody tell the Chelsea fans that money can't buy you love. Thank you.
Uncle, you take care.
You too. Keep drinking that water, man. Keep
I will.
I'm gonna be watching you. I'm watching you.
That's what.
Don't
Take
become
care.
like me. Don't get diabetes, man. Don't become
I
like
won't.
me.
I won't.
Okay.
I won't.
Take
Bless
care.
you, man.
Bye.
You too. Big up Uncle Albert. Right. From my African uncle, now to my Caribbean uncle. Man, like Uncle Rod's in the building.
Way up and stay up, brother. Way up and stay up. Listen. I got to
Big
big
up,
up some people. I got to big up some people. I got to big up Bajan Barnes. Big up Bajan Barnes. I was chatting to him in the week. Good you. Big up Chris Angel. He was on my show the other day. Chris Angel was on my show the other day. And we chopped up when we were doing a show on Sunday night. We're doing a show on Sunday night, and he's going to go through his sports science stuff and everything like that. We're going to have a nice sort of chop up on that.
Sunday coming, yeah?
Yeah, this Sunday coming. Yo, you must pass through in the dog.
I'm going to try to. What I want you to do, Rods, before you do the show and you tweet it out and all that, tag me when you tweet it and all that so I can retweet it.
Well, yeah, I will. Definitely. More, I will definitely do it. I'll definitely do that. So I've got to big up them man there. And listen.
Sorry, can I big up someone in the comments? Can I big up LFC Transfer Room? Massive on Twitter. Also, they were the first Liverpool-based platform that actually gave me a chance to do something in this sphere. They allowed me to write articles and stuff for them. So shout out to LFC Transfer Room in the building as well. Go on, Rod.
It's one massive family, and just one favor I want to ask you. Yeah, listen, I'm on 253. Yeah, I want to see if I can get up to 260 before your show finishes.
We want to try
before your show finishes.
We want to try and get up to 300. We set the table high.
Yeah, I like that. But listen, I was gonna come on your show last week. Yeah, and they was talking about, these people was talking about like, oh, you're not a proper supporter at the end of the day unless you come from Liverpool and then way there. You understand what I'm saying?
Not
we
all
know it's fully.
saying that, by the way. Not all Liverpool.
No. There's a certain section that will say that because I've been through myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's this guy at the day from Darlington, a guy from Darlington, and he supports Everton. When I told him that day I support Liverpool, he said to me, and that's what he said to me. He goes, "You're not exactly Scouse, are you?" And I goes, "Brother, you're from Darlington, man. You know what you're talking about." You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is this, yeah. I've got my group and everything like that, right? I've got a brother in there from California, Chris. I got Uncle Albert in there from Florida. I got Indian scouts in there as well, and plus people from all around the country. And I think that's what makes our fan base such a big family, and that's what makes our family and a fan base enjoyable. Because at the end of the day, when I look at some of the comments in my sort of like WhatsApp, my WhatsApp group, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good. I've even got a Man United supporter in there. Macy, her name is. Trust me, her knowledge on football is what? It's up there. That's something. That's somebody in the day that I would say get on your show, because she has got a really good knowledge about football.
Hook it up, bro.
And
Hook
she
it
knows
up.
that.
Send her
I'm
my
gonna hook
details.
up. I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna give her your like Instagram and that, because
Yeah.
well, she knows a lot about Portuguese football as well. Because I had her on my show like Wednesday and for that, and she's a joy to talk to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's what it is. A fan group is like a family, so you don't have to specifically at the end of the day come from the area at the end of the day, right? To support the club, because in that way, yeah, man, bless her. In that way, that means that they were all right. Then, if you take it that philosophy, well, then at the end of the day, right, you should have like a manager at the end of the day that comes from Liverpool. Your players at the day should come from Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? Everything at the day should be at Liverpool that's associated with the club. But you know it don't go like that, because you get most of your support at the day. Well, a lot of your support from worldwide. When they went to Australia,
Yeah. Sold out.
95,000.
Sold out.
95,000 Reds, you know. No, it's sold out. So that's what you call it in the day. Supporters. Even that guy in the day that was in Neighbours and that I didn't even know he supports Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? So that's what it's a family. Do you know what I mean? So people that sort of like have this objective at the day that you have to come from Liverpool and you have to be scouts and to support the actually like Liverpool, and they're narrow minded. It's just narrow minded. And then you got the people in the day that sort of like they're saying about the owners and in the day, well, we don't want these owners from like the Middle East and there, because their human rights in the day is sort of like it's questionable. Now I'm not saying everybody's saying that, but you got a certain section of people saying that. Do you understand what I'm saying? But when you look at sort of like other countries, like you look at England and you look at America and think that they're questionable as well. So what? Shouldn't they be held to that standard at the day that you're holding them, these other people to? And what you got to realize is this: when you got like people from the Middle East and you got people from America, right? Some of them, I'm not saying all of them, but some of these people from the Middle East, they are football mad. They're literally football mad. They watch every league possible. So naturally, in the day, when they come to a club now, they're gonna want to do everything for a club in a footballing matter. They want their club that they bought. They want it to be the best footballing club. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So really and truly, they make decisions that's going to be on the pitch. Do you know what I mean? They will do that. They'll give you the tools and stuff. With Americans, some Americans, I'm not saying all, with some Americans, right? They're like capitalists. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're capitalists. They just want to make money. They just want to make money. They're not really bothered about anything else. They want to make money. Because you look at sort of like John Henry, he's hardly in England. So even watch the games, even see what what Liverpool's dealing with, he's hardly there. But all he's got right about is making money. Now you can't be doing things around the club like your stand and like your advertising and this and that. You can't be doing all that. But then your pitch now is decaying. Do you know what I mean? Because that's your breadwinner there.
Yeah.
The pitch is your breadwinner. The pitch is how you make money. Right. So for really and truly at the day, sort of like for you at the day to be negligent in that way is wrong. As for Klopp, and this is why I will say like I want the owners out, and I have to say Klopp as well. Because this, right? Yeah. Check this now. If you got the personnel at the end of the day, right? You've got the personnel, I mean in the players, right? But we're going to call them personnel. If you've got the personnel to play one formation and one tactic, but you haven't got the personnel to play another tactic, i.e. 4-3-3, you haven't got the personnel for that, but you got the personnel to play 4-2-3-1. You've got it. Because what you do, Alisson, Robertson, Matip, Kanate, Trent. Midfield, you can have Brosetics and Thiago playing double pivot, or you could have Thiago and Keita double pivot. Left hand side, you got Gakpo. Right hand side, you got Salah. Up front, you got Nunes. Behind him, you either got Elliott or Cavalier.
It's that simple.
You've got the person. It's simple. It's simple. You've got the personnel for that. You haven't got the personnel to play a 4-3-3. Because you know what? You know why you haven't got the personnel? Because you're playing people out of position. So then, when you're playing people out of position, you're not getting the best out of them. You're asking them to do a job they're not familiar with. If you're going to work now, you go to work and everything that, right? And like you're used to doing this job, and you're good at doing the job that you're doing, and they tell you to do another job, you think, right, what is this? Do you know what I mean? And when when the numbers don't add up now, do you know what I mean? They're gonna want to blame you and think, so, well, not being funny, this is not my thing.
Yeah.
That's my thing over there. So he has to really, at the end of the day, Klopp has to take the flack for that. And plus, at the end of the day, not buying players at the day when you're supposed to. Do you know what I mean? The biggest nonsense at the end of the day is Mateus Nunes. Mateus Nunes at the day was literally offered to them. Do you know what I mean? Offered to them. He couldn't offer them any more than wrapping him up with a bow and say, yeah, there he is. You can have him for nothing. You feel me? Yeah. But they said no. But look what they're going back for now. And they have to pay 10 million more than what they would have paid before. What sense is that? Seriously, what sense is that? Do you know what I mean? And now, that's not FSG doing that. That's Klopp and Pep Linders doing that. Do you know what I mean? The deficiency on the pitch and with the formations, the tactics, not having a plan B with the tactics and so forth, that is Klopp and Pep Linders, more or less Pep Linders. But I'll say Klopp because Klopp is letting Pep Linders do that. He's letting him get away with that. Buvac at the end of the day wasn't a yes sir man. He was not a yes sir man in the thing that, yeah?
Yeah.
And like that's why he got rid of him. Do you know what I mean? Because it the yes sir man. So he recalled sort of like Linders from Holland and everything that, and he's come back for a second stint. And even before that and everything that, right, Buvac said and everything, you know what, this brother here, man, he's getting too much power.
Yeah.
And he's the number 3. I'm the number 2. He's the number 3. Why go on there, Klopp? You understand? And that's when they have all that sort of like argument and everything that. The way the club is at the moment, everything that, right? And I don't know how it's got this way. I don't know how it's got the way because we was on top of the world. The way it is at the day, this club's got at the moment, everything that, it needs gutting out. It literally needs gutting out. It's like a house and everything that you want to renovate it. You have to gut it out and start again. It needs gutting out. Do you know what I mean? And I don't feel that it shouldn't take 5 years and everything. It shouldn't take 5 years to do it, right? Because you get the right owner in and get the right manager in, right? That could be done in a year or 2.
Facts.
If that, do you know what I'm saying? But it's a negligence at the day that's been allowed to fester in the club and everything. This beautiful club that we supported. We've been through this before. We've been through the mud, and I had to drag ourselves back up again. Been through it again, had to drag up. We've been listen in the last 20 years or so, and everything that we must have been through this 3 times.
Yeah, literally
3 times. Now, literally 3 times. Now, there's going to become a time, Cal, at the end of the day, yeah, that we won't be able to do it. We won't be able to drag ourselves out that mud again.
Yeah,
it's going to get too hard. Now, with like people like Chelsea and they going out and spending that money, and everything, I respect them because they said, look, you know what? We need major surgery in our team, so we're going to go out and do it. It didn't work tonight, but it will work soon. I'm telling you, right?
Yeah,
Arsenal the same. Arsenal is the same and everything that, right? They brought in a few players and everything that to stay at the top. You know what I mean? I don't think they win the league. Yeah, I still think it. Now, you know what it is, Cal? I know what you're saying, yeah, but be warned. Be warned. This is where Man City gets strong. This is where Man City gets strong and everything that, and start showing their resilience and everything that. Be warned. You know what I mean? Yeah. But they're not too far behind them, you know. If they go and beat Arsenal back to back and everything like that, right? Literally, they're in front. They could be in front. and they can maintain that sort of long run. Because remember that season for we was fighting for the league, and they had to win 14 games, and they won all 14 games and took the title. So this is where they get more stronger. But the fact is, at the end of the day, right, this club at the end of the day, right, my friend, shouldn't have been allowed to get to this state of the thing now, where you got fans divide. You have literally got fans divide now. Do you know what I mean? And you got the owners are dividing the thing. You got the owners arguing with themselves. Do you know what I mean? You got the people. You got Klopp and his team in the don't know what the hell they're doing. You got the players at the end of the day don't know what's going on. You got you put an 18-year-old guy. Don't get me wrong, and I've got nothing against him, but you put an 18-year-old boy in the base of midfield and say, "Yeah, get us out of trouble."
It's mad.
Get us out of trouble. Do you understand what I'm saying? You got Thiago in the day, right, playing more games at the end of the day than he should be playing, and it's a travesty. You got somebody, got Henderson in the day. I rate Henderson. We got Henderson in the day that's been running around, for 11 years straight. That's what people got to realize. He's been running around for 11 years straight. Intensity, 11 years, and he's come to a stage, Carl, that he can't do no more.
Yeah,
he's physically, it's got nothing to give, and it's showing now. And now he's getting slated. You got people like Fabinho and that needed help. Fabinho needed help in that midfield and that, right? And now he's showing it for that, because at the end of the day, he come on the other day and he nearly got sent off.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And he should. Literally, I looked at the thing. I said, "Yo, that's a red card, dog."
Yeah,
that is a red card. But the thing is that day, since he's come into that squad, he's had no help really. And when Gini Ronaldo went in the thing, that front Gini Ronaldo, that was it. No help in the thing, that right. And now he's literally showing it today. I cannot do it all on my own.
Yeah,
I cannot do it all alone. It's either you change the system and that, right, or I'm gonna flop. Yeah. So I don't know how it's got that way, but Klopp's got to take the blame and everything that. So I always think, not me funny. I know at the day, Just is my dog. Just is my dog. You know that. Just my dog. Yeah. And I will never say anything bad towards me. None of you guys are, because I think you guys are my little nephews. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? My little nephews and everything like that. But sometimes at the day, with Drifty, he needs to see it. He needs to see it in the it's not all FSG. Do you know what I mean? Klopp is culpable for a lot of stuff that's gone wrong. Yeah. And I think when you come to peace with that, you come to peace with the whole thing. You can't keep on thinking that Klopp at the day can walk on water, because no man can walk on water. They make mistakes and everything. That man makes mistakes. I know at the day he's brought us a league after 30 years. I know at the day he brought us a Champions League, and he's brought us many good nights at Anfield. He's brought us the FA Cup, League Cup, and everything that. And he's done bits last season. Don't get me wrong, I know that, and I love that and everything that. But Klopp has made a load of mistakes at the day with the club, and it hasn't just happened the other day, Cal. This is mistakes and it's been going on for time. Do you remember the day when he had a falling out with Mamadou Sakho? Yeah, he had a falling out with Mamadou Sakho, said, right, you're not playing again for this club. Did he replace him? He didn't replace him. Man. You had Clavon and freaking Lucas Leiva as centre backs.
Yeah.
Do you remember that game against Bournemouth?
Yeah.
And they were centre backs in that.
We lost the game 4-3. Should have won that game. Should have seen it out.
Exactly. I was at work on sister. I said, yeah, man, Origa go with things like that. You know what I mean? And next minute they were 4-3 down. Do you know what I mean? But that's the ignorance and stubbornness. Because there's no way, and day you should have got rid of Mamadou Sakho no matter what he done, right? If you didn't have adequate replacement for him, never had adequate replacement for him, and then you know what I mean? Because we had Matic, and Matic. Remember those days? Matic was getting injured a lot, so we couldn't even play him. Do you understand? So he's made a load of mistakes and everything that, right? But what it is now, you're seeing it. You're seeing it now. You've seen a lot of it now. You didn't see it before because we was kind of winning games and this and that and have special nights and so. But now in the day when we're not winning games, you're seeing it more, because there's no way in the day you should have bought Carvalho and Ramsey and everything like that. You understand what I'm saying? There's no way you should have bought them, because at the end of the day, Calvin Ramsey is come from the Scottish League, Scottish League. No disrespect to the Scottish League, but the Premier League and it's miles ahead. Yeah. Cavallo at the day is come from the championship, so he's coming to the Premiership now. He's going to have to develop. He's going to develop for that. We don't need players at the day. We have that's what has to develop. We need players at the day that's going to hit the ground running.
Yeah.
The reason why you got people like Darwin Núñez and Cody Gakpo that's not scoring because we haven't got enough players around them
to be the
do you know what I mean? That can help them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You got people like them, man. You got people like Man United. Some of the Man United players in the feet now, right? The reason why Rashford is playing so good, because he's got people around him.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't take up too much time in a big man because you don't know the thing, God. You understand? But you know what is today, brother? As always, always love the Kopish because you know something the other day, right? When we lost against Brighton the other day, I was there and I was kind of pissed off still. But you know what? I changed the Kopish and everything like that. And you see you like Gifty and Matt, they give me some blood clot joy that day. You know? When they talk about the Nike, Nikes, lead Nikes and everything that way. You know what I mean? And Matt just gave me some joke. But you see, that's what it is. Whenever, ever we lose a game, I always make sure I tune into Kopish. Because like you man's from Kopish always make it better. Because you spit the facts and everything that right, and you also have jokes in it. And you know what, in the day, right? Long may your channel last. You know what I mean? Because I think you guys are great, and you're a credit to the footballing community. And you know what? Don't ever change, and don't ever stop what you're doing, man. Because what you're doing is great. And bless all of you guys. Bless all of you.
Bless you. I appreciate that, man.
Respect.
Nothing but love, man. Take care.
See you soon. I'll tag you that thing still. I'll tag you that thing. And,
please do. Yeah, tag me.
Yeah, man. Real talk, brother. Real talk.
Bless you, man.
Respect. Bless it.
Big up my two uncles, Uncle Albert, Uncle Rods. Yeah, again, everything he said, fully agree with again. Guys, make sure you check out Rods' channel. What is he on now? So I put the link in. Let me see what he's on, guys. Because remember, the aim is 300. So even if you're watching on replay, on 268, guys, we can get up to 300 tonight. Let's make it happen. Right, next caller. They say this is a big rich town. Hold on, you haven't cut your dreads as well, have you?
Nah.
Oh,
I
my,
feel
I
you.
was about to say
I
no.
I know, right? Everybody cutting their hair.
I'd say, what's going on?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I got my side shaved.
Okay. I was like, no, something's going on. I need the memo.
Nah, it's hot. It's hot in Arizona, man. So you can't be. You gotta you gotta keep it as cool as possible.
Nah, I hear that. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I mean, all things considered, I was just actually chatting up with some of the guys in the chat. But yeah, man, I feel it's that time, man. I know a lot of content creators out there have their own, perspectives and opinions and such. But I mean, right now, the gist of what I'm really feeling right now is that those of us that are a little bit longer in the tooth, you could put it, you know what I mean? And have been following this team and have a little bit of that, knowing of when the lows and the highs. I think it's time for us to pass on that belief or that inspiration. Kind of it was inspiring to hear, for instance, American Cop speak the way he did.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's only 17 years old or 18 years old, or however old he is, he's a teenager. And I'm that's the kind of heart that I remember that my Reds brethren had, whether it was when watching us down 3-0 in against AC Milan, or whether it was coming into the second leg against Barcelona. If you didn't have hope or belief in this team, I just don't know what team you watch. And I get that they're from, and those teams, the two games I just mentioned, are from different eras. I mean, you can even go as far as to say, hey, putting our faith and love and respect all on the backs, or actually on the head of our goaltender. Pause.
I gotta say,
that's a hard pause. But yeah, man, and to hear, look, yesterday I love your panels when you do the panels when you have the other brothers come on and sisters now too. And I love having a discussion and everything else. But
I got cooked yesterday, innit?
Yeah, man. I was like, tag me in. Like,
I got cooked. I didn't even expect it to happen either. I didn't expect it.
Yeah. Oh, we had to expect it. Come on.
Nah,
You had on there?
I was gonna try and slide away from the subject, but they called it, innit?
Well, no, it's not even that much. You know what's funny about it is that we all have biases. I get that. Being a Red fan, you're gonna have a little bit of a bias towards your own players. But when you're talking to other players or other team supporters of other teams, it's amazing how I hate Bruno, but I could give him at least last year. I gave him props for some portions of the season, But yet there's people that have such agendas that no one, no matter what they do, no matter how great they are, as long as they're a Red, oh, they're bums, they're trash, they're this, they're that. It gets old. That's my point. Like, as in, tell Rick James to get his feet off my couch and just recognize that you cannot be coming up into our house and saying that message you're talking about.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I felt for you. Because
it was tough.
It was massively tough. But but I wanted to also say real quick too. I just want to get into 2 points because I know like a lot of people have this Klopp and this, I don't know what you call it, like hatred now somewhat, or just disdainment. And a lot of people also FSG. Now I'm not even going to reference FSG because that's a whole other subject. Let's just deal with Klopp for right now because I never thought I would hear a Klopp out clamor start up. And it's mad. And I'm not saying we can't have conversations about tactics, we can't have conversations about subs or or formations. Let's have that all day, every day. Maybe even like some of the things that we don't all get to see, which is what they do on the practice field. We don't know what's going on in their houses and homes with their spouses or their children or family members. It all affects your psyche and how you bring your game to the pitch.
Yeah.
But let's just get down to Klopp real quick. I'm struggling because I know a lot of people. I know, don't take this wrong way. Like I know a lot of people have said things such as people are topping off Klopp, basically. Topping off his knob and how much they give him props. Right? I'm trying the best way to put it.
Try to find the best possible way.
You know what I mean? I ain't trying to get the flag. So and I get that. But at the same time, I sit there and say, sometimes I hear them talk about Pep, and I'm just like, you need to wipe the tears from your eyes because you're gagging. Because people love Pep so freaking much that they just sit there and go, oh, Pep this, Pep this, Pep this, Pep that. And I'm like, Pep, the difference between Pep and Jurgen is this. Pep is like the guy that can go, ever see that Sweet 16 show on MTV?
This is just to confirm for the people what this is Pep Guardiola we're talking about, not Pep Linders.
Not Pep Linders. Not Pep Linders.
Pep Guardiola.
Yeah. So that's a whole nother story too. But yeah. There's a show on MTV, it was like My Sweet 16 or something like that, where they have this, everyone would always, there's these kids that always got these, gifts. They always try to outdo each other with the gifts and the parties and everything else. Yeah. Pep Guardiola is that guy that came by, would come outside and see a Porsche sitting there and be like, why didn't you get me the Lambo? I want the Ferrari. He can get whatever car he wants. Have every car have a different Benz and have a different Benzo in the garage for every day of the week. But Jurgen's a different story. Jurgen builds up players. Jurgen takes gems and makes them into world-class players. I don't necessarily agree that that's Pep's, and you said it earlier. That's one thing that you can give Klopp over Pep is that he builds up players.
100%.
And I think the fact that we sit there and go, oh, well, Pep this, Pep that, I'm like, come on, y'all, you just going to underscore the fact that Jurgen Klopp, you would say, for instance, Kenny Dalglish is a great coach, right? You'd say probably even Paisley's a great coach. These are all legends, right?
Yeah.
But Jurgen Klopp has a better winning percentage in all competitions over those managers.
Yeah.
Those are facts.
Possibly in a
not feelings.
possibly in a harder era. I've always said this about Pep Guardiola, and I get called salty. So
Yeah, and it's not. I have your back on that because, like, realistically, people overlook those things because they're in their feelings.
yeah,
They overlook facts. They overlook the accomplishments. You know, like you realize that, like, there's in the top 5 best top flight seasons, for instance, 3 of them are by Liverpool, 2 of them by Man City, but 3 of them are by Liverpool. Okay, 2 of those 3 by Liverpool by Jurgen Klopp. Is that like a freak? It'd be one thing if he did it and it was like, oh, that was a freak thing. That was just a great year. He's done it twice.
Yeah.
He's done it twice. Those are things where you got to go, calm it down. Calm it down. FA Cup, League Cup, English Premier League, FIFA Club World Cup, Super Cup, Champions League. Like, where are we in this? What dimension are we in? Because I just want to get back to the one where facts literally matter. Like, facts of people saying things matter. For someone to tell me that you brought a team up from 44.2% winning percentage in 2015 to 72% winning percentage in 2019. Okay, and that's just going from those 2 stats. That alone says you can manage, man. You know how to coach.
I hear that. Can I challenge you on one thing though?
Let's do it.
Everything you said is facts, undisputable.
Right.
But what he's done in his past, does that necessarily dictate what he could do in the future? Or could an argument be, and I'm not saying this from myself, could an argument not be made to say, maybe we've seen the peak of him, that's why some people are concerned?
I can get that. I can understand the fact that some people might say, oh, well, he's peaked or is this or that. I would contend this point right there, is that it'd be one thing if I hadn't seen this team, one, get to a second place finish and then drop off. Okay. So he brought this team up. He's risen this team up, and he's had to do it with consistently have major injuries to our team. And there's a point that I keep stressing, and there's something that I really, really can't underline anymore than saying our away fixtures are our problem. I don't know what it is, if it's the food we eat before we go to these matches, or maybe it's the hotel, the mattresses are bad, or we're playing music in the lobby. I don't know what's going on. But if you look at our away features and our away record and our home record, it's 2 different things. Because I've seen you can't say someone's peaked if they won something. What was it, like 61 league games at Anfield? That's not peaking. That's a consistent run.
Yeah.
Like if you said, it'd be one thing if he hadn't done 18 consecutive league matches of winning, and then done like another like couple of different spells of 14 or 15 or whatever it is, here and there. That's kind of like money in the bank. It's one of those things where I just can't stress enough that you've done a lot of content, you've done a lot of great shows and everything else. That would be like me saying, you know what, Cal, you've peaked. You're done. You got great shows. Who cares? And that's what
God willing, I ain't.
Yeah, exactly. Because you haven't. You're still on the trajectory of going up. And that's where I can't stress. Like, I heard a content creator, I'm not gonna mention his name, but I heard a content creator says, no one cares what you've done. No one cares what you've done. Who cares? That's when I'm saying, like, that's no respect. That's flat out disrespect. That's like sitting in a room with, like, you went and got to meet some greats, some Liverpool greats, right? People that have lifted up trophies. That's like saying, who cares what you've done? Who cares?
Yeah, what can you do for me now? That'd be wild.
Yeah.
That'd be wild.
And that's all I get. And let me land real quick then finally. So then, yeah, if he has peaked, let's just say hypothetically he has peaked, and you're right, and everyone in the chat can say whatever it is that they want to say. Who do you replace him with?
Yeah, that's the conundrum. That is a conundrum.
Yes. Because, like, you literally, I was somewhat on board with you saying that, oh, well, maybe someday in the future, I could have seen Graham Potter, for instance, maybe being a coach. How's that worked out for Chelsea?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
And they're throwing $800 million at him, and he's still getting 0-0 draws against Fulham today. Okay, look, they had a list. I saw this list, and this is where I'm going to land. They had a list where they had 10 candidates, and I'll read out the list. You can tell me if you're like, you can give me the Roman
Yeah, go
Emperor.
on, I'm ready.
Right. So top 10 replacements for him were Brendan Rodgers.
Who to replace Klopp?
Yes, these are the top 10. This is the article I read. Yeah,
hell no.
I was like, ninja, please. Graham Potter, obviously, that's probably.
He's at Chelsea. That's no go.
Exactly. Conte.
No.
Exactly. Simeone.
No.
I got to watch paint dry. Then have Simeone.
Not Simeone.
Our coach. Okay. Xabi Alonso. Yeah, love.
Too early.
Love him, but it's too early. Way too early. There's this guy, the Celtic manager, Ange
I've not watched any Scottish football this season to judge him, so I have to say no.
Yeah.
I've not seen anything to judge him.
No, gotta be Rodgers 2.0, basically. In my opinion. All right, so then I go into Nagelsmann. Nagelsmann, exactly. And now we're getting to the top three. So then we get into my beloved Steven Gerrard. Sorry, Stevie. I don't want to see Stevie Gerrard.
Not yet.
Exactly. I don't.
All right. What I will say, you see, if we get new owners who spend, Gerrard's got to be next.
Okay.
Before God shuts my eyes one day, I have to see Gerrard as a manager lift that Premier League with Liverpool. I have to.
Oh, I would love that. And I hope that would be in place by Klopp reestablishing this, because there's no person. The last two would be either Thomas Tuchel, that was the second, and then last but not least, his Pep Linders, baby. That's the only. Those are the 10 choices that have been thrown out there as being replacements for him. I'm saying that the only man that knows how to fix this is Jurgen Klopp, because it's his mess. And that's the thing about it, is like, he knows how to put this jigsaw back together because it's his jigsaw puzzle. It's not mine, it's not yours, it's not any of ours in the fan base. You know, there's so many complexities that go into making up that jigsaw puzzle. But realistically, he has the credibility, the credit in the bank to be able to do it. I mean, to realistically be able to do it. And again, I just don't want to hear the comparisons to Pep, because that's not fair. He's not playing with monopoly money, you know?
Yeah.
And there's no other coach in this league that contends with Klopp and his ability and his accomplishments and everything else. There's none. And I don't mind having discussions, again, about tactics, about formations. I've said plenty of times how I was getting slated when I was talking about bringing the 4-2-3-1 at the beginning of the year, trying to put Bobby into the position of the 10. I was being told that I don't know football or whatever it was. Yet, let's get real. He has changed up the formation numerous times this year.
Yeah. See, this is where I think tactics on formation. I think he's changed up the formation several times. I don't think he's changed up the tactic stuff.
And that I agree with. What he's done with Mo, I don't necessarily agree with. I don't like the fact that
I don't think anyone does.
Right, he's been pushed way too far, and there's a lot of different stats and numbers that I would love to get into with you sometime. But he's pushed him way out too far, and he's not being able to really get the ball where he needs it to be for him to actually do some damage.
Yeah.
And again with Trent as well. Some people are like, oh, well, Trent doesn't have assists. He's our top big chance provider for the club.
It's not his fault.
It's not his fault. People are putting the ball in the back of the net.
It's not his fault.
People don't realize those facts. Yeah. They don't understand. They understand, but they don't bring out or correlate those facts, and that's why you get these these mistruths or whatever you want to call it. And that's something I really would like to see a better job done.
One thing before you go, and then our last call in Alante. Thanks for waiting so patiently.
Big up to Alante too. Big up to Alante.
You see what you said about who can replace Klopp, and you mentioned the real names, and we said no to all of them virtually. could there not be someone out there? And this is where the ownership would come in, because you'd expect them to be scouting, but I doubt they are.
Right.
De Zerbi at Brighton, for example, I know he's the hot name at the moment because Brighton are doing so well, but you look at someone like him, you look at someone like Thomas Frank at Brentford, and other like Napoli are balling out at the moment. You look at all these other managers. Could it be said that we're fearful of the unknown, or because they're not a name or we don't know about them as well, that we're saying no one can replace Klopp, when in actual fact, you look at someone like Eddie Howe, who, in my opinion, is playing with worse set of players, but doing a better job than Klopp at the moment. Could it be a sense of maybe we need to look at a manager who could potentially come in and with better players, with better resources, actually rise or raise their level in the same way some of the players have? Before Genie signed, he was stinking up the place at Newcastle a lot. Came to Liverpool, became one of our pillars of success. So could we not be guilty of that as well, thinking that we can't replace Klopp because, again, to us, he's one of the best, but there are managers out there who haven't got the platform but could potentially raise their stock and their profile with being a Liverpool manager?
I agree on all those points that, there's, of course, there could be a gem out there that is a manager. However, what I can say is this, is that I remember when Rodgers came into this team. He came in with this, like, real gritty, no real, like, love, like tough love style attitude. And Sterling was the result of, I believe that's truly why Sterling left, to tell you the truth, because of his relationship. Okay. Yeah. And I see it as like there's such synergy and harmony in teams with managers that somehow are able to create this family feeling, or this unit feeling of, like, forget about what everyone else says, forget about what the fans say or the pundits say or whatever. This is us against the world. It's that underdog mentality. And I think that Klopp is able to project that onto his players so well that they always feel like we're going to run through that wall for this manager. And I can't say the same for a lot of managers. There's a lot of managers that don't get that type of commitment. And I really believe that this team, or Jurgen Klopp especially, is a manager that's able to do that. Because I'm not saying he's a great coach per se, okay? But I can say he's a great manager, and I think there's a difference in the word. A coach is someone that is able to do tactics and everything else. A manager is a person that's able to manage personalities and individuals. And I think that that's one thing that he does, is that he doesn't throw people under the bus. He doesn't like necessarily throw people under the bus, at least, and those same players are going to be like, I'm not going to do the same. I'm going to go and do what I can and do whatever I can for this manager, for this badge, and for these fans and everything else, for all those different things. And I think that's the reason. Can I end on, I think that this quote that I've come up with is true. I think reactionary fans are no friend to heritage or commitment to building legacies. And that's something I've always believed in. If you're a reactionary fan, of course you're going to get angry. Fear is always going to inhibit something inside you that's going to be visceral. It's where you act out against fellow fans, which I don't like to see, where you act out against your loved ones that might even have connections to this game or this team, simply because of what you're watching on this pitch. Look, take a breath, believe, breathe, and understand that you never walk alone, because you truly don't. And I hope that everyone understands that. As long as all the brethren here, are always together. Strength and unity.
I hear you.
So
always fun talking out with you.
Oh, for sure. And I want to say thank you for letting me go on and rant a little bit, but big ups, to the chat, to give my love to Matt and Drifty too, for sure.
I will do, always.
Big ups.
Bless you, bro.
Peace out.
Take care. Gonna bring in our next caller, Nalante. Can you hear me, bro?
Testing. What? Oh, I'm on. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Just before we get this little conversation going, Cal.
Yeah.
Let's go. Callum Sanderson, acknowledge me.
Do you know what? I ain't watched a lot of wrestling over the past couple of years. You see that Royal Rumble? I don't want to spoil it.
You know what? It was to be fair. And I've stopped as well, but I just got back on it, and it was
obviously the whole bloodline story, that was a madness still.
That was cinematic. At the end, that was cinematic.
That wasn't it. It was a story, innit? It was a live action story in the cinema. You're like, raw.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, that was deep. That was deep, man. But yeah, Callum, man, you got this little thing here with me and you in it. I mean, what last up? What is it? What I'm not feeling
No,
it. Is that the dinner table? Yeah, is that we doing it, Cal?
no,
Yeah.
it literally, so I tell you what, it's the order which everyone joins. You literally last to join every time.
No, Cal. No. When I come in the chat, when the link comes up, I press the thing and I'm blocked out. Yeah. It's all
No,
right,
but
Cal.
that's not us. Do you know how quick? I'll be real with you. You see, when me and Matt or Drift try and get on the show late, do you know how long we wait in the background to get on?
Yeah.
We
Oh,
wait
okay.
long.
It's all right. I see you, Siberian. I see you. I see how the things patterned there, but that's all cool. But obviously, but no, on a serious, on a serious note, big up Bajan and even 12th man. Don't worry. I mean, 12th man, that's cool, man. Do your thing. Like I said, they're two of the realists I speak to, and even if we disagree, then but at least we come with constructive criticism and no beef and no this and that. But again, I mean, I wanted to speak, but I need Matt and Drifty about the person that you've been putting down, Mr. Joey Gomez, Joey G, shall I say? But I'll park that up because we could be here all day, innit?
Yeah.
And you need to go to bed, innit? You know what I mean? We've got a match watch and another long situation. But yeah, man, I just wanted to bring up some basic points, Carl. What I wanted to bring up is something that actually I remember I was watching the Big Six and you were in Big Yourself Up for that, Cal.
Yeah,
and again, the American guy, the Man United fan who's got no clue, again, clueless, but I'm sorry to say. But when you mentioned about Mane and about the 21-22 season, his last season before he left us, and he said he was only good for 6 months. And again, I don't even be watching American football, but stick to your team because boy, you ain't been watching Mane because let me tell you something, man. At the start of the season, I remember how he played, and now he weren't scoring, but he was playing well. He just weren't getting the goals. But people forget that because remember, Mane's not a number 9. He's not. People keep forgetting that about Mane. He just that he was missing easy chances, but he was playing well. That's the thing. And then obviously the second half. So I just wanted to clear it up. That's number one. Number two, obviously, in the summer, as we all know, I mean, FSG, I don't need to really talk about what's been said in it. But obviously, we had the chance. We had 4 or 5 midfielders we could have got all under 50 mil. That's the maddest thing. And they had the funds, but Klopp didn't want to, and that's facts. Klopp didn't want to. I mean, the names Bissouma, Gravenberch, Coney, and Klopp. I remember the quote before the start of the season. I mean, I'm happy with all my midfielders, Milner, Henderson, and Cole. Yeah, get out the walking sticks. Yeah, it's goal time. Yeah, all right. Yeah. Point number 3, Cal. What I wanted to say is one guy that I've been watching, and again, he hasn't been playing, but I've seen his little cameos in the Bundesliga for buying that. It's just, and it gets me annoyed now. Matt knows about this, obviously, and you do, and I've seen him. He's just the perfect player. It's Gravenberch. Ryan Gravenberch. Now, since I've been because I watch all football. To be fair, I'm a football man, so when I watch his little cameos, it's just, and I can see, and he's just, again, I mean, there's a lot of midfielders we can all go back and forth. He's just so perfect for a midfield. He's long, he's rangy, he can do the box, and again, he's dirt cheap. Well, how much did buy him? And we're doing this Bellingham thing, but how much did buy him? He's wasted.
Or something like that.
20 exactly, Cal, wasted. A man like that, imagine him in the midfield, like doing the up and God. So yeah, give me some rare nephew. I swear down, honestly, man.
Put it this way. Sorry to cut you. We could have signed Bissouma, Gravenberch, and Matthias Nunes last summer, and our midfield would be sorted.
Simple, Cal. How much would it all cost?
Well, less than 100 mil.
Exactly. But again, the owners. Well, actually, this was Klopp's thing. I mean, Klopp was too stubborn, and now look where it's cost us. This is the thing, and. But I also like to say a lot of these Klopp people that are saying that, the ins and outs, because obviously, as we discussed on Kopish, and it's all over different forms, the in and out. Again, I've said it from the start. And again, for me personally, the
the little bits and bobs will come in when we won the FA Cup and the double against Chelsea last season. Now, don't get me wrong, we won the cup, so it was good.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we didn't put our authority stamp on the game. It was penalties. Now, I know a win is a win, but we just need clarity. You know, like the Champions League 29 2-0, just a clear win. We didn't put our stamp on authority. Say, yo, this is us. You know what I mean? We just made it to a penalty.
In any of the finals.
We didn't. This is the thing. This is the thing, Cal. And this is why I had a lot of criticism because I think the Real Madrid. Again, I might be a bit hard, but I'm a bit of a harsh guy because I want the best, just like you. And I just said it was a good season. It wasn't a great season. I just said we bottled it, and I'm stacking to it. We bottled it. There's certain things we could have done to change the thing, but that's it. Call it tiredness. Call it what it is. That's just my opinion. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the last thing I want to say, Carl. Well, again, the boys are not here, but I'll do it with you. You know, since they don't want to come, they want to do their thing anyway, because obviously, you know what I mean? Matt, you know me, Cal. Remember, no Croydon, innit? You know what I mean? Just forget it. Man, those Croydon, yeah? All right. Next time you see me, I'll put my face near to the face, yeah? All right. The next one, Cal.
Go for it.
And one more thing after that, and I'll let you go anyway. So, who's the better? Okay, cool. So, who's the better player? I've got two for you. Yuri Jokayev or Rai? Right, you know the PSG playmaker back in the day, the Brazilian, yeah.
Or who? Sorry, who was the second one?
Rai. You know the Brazilian playmaker for PSG back in the day.
Do vaguely.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So that's him, and the other one is Gianfranco Sola or Paolo Di Canio.
Okay.
Yeah. And last but not least, I just want to say, obviously, big up, big up you as well, Cam. Obviously, our little Instagram exchange, you got back to me, after 10 years. That's fine. It's cool. Just had to let you know who I am. You know what I mean? You never know who you bump into. You know what I mean, Cal? Gotta let you know. You know what I mean? So many people out here, Cal, innit? You know, but. But at the same time, I just want to big up Uncle Albert, you know what I mean, as a fellow Ghanaian, Etese, Uncle, Etese, yeah? Big up Uncle Albert. And what he needs to do, Uncle Albert needs to take the team talk next time and take them back to the local village, take them to the crowd, tell them to take them to the bush and eat some kenke and shitu and them things there, yeah?
Facts.
Yeah? But anyway, big yourself up, Carl.
Big yourself up, bro.
As always, yeah. Oh yeah, sorry. Again, one more thing. Again, sorry. I think what you need to do, and I if I can help in any way, you, Matt and Carl. I think at some point this year, I don't know when, I don't know how. I think you need to do a live show somewhere with a certain amount of people.
It's in the plans.
Yeah?
We've actually been trying to work on something. So, God willing, 2023, we get something happening.
Yeah, no, God willing, that'd be good, man. I think that's definitely long overdue in it, and that'd be great for everyone that who views Kopish here and obviously in the world as well. So yeah. Cool.
God willing, man. But no, bless you, bro. As always, Nelante, man.
Yeah, always love, Cal. Yeah.
Take easy, my bro.
You too, bro. Take care.
Boy, Nelante always hits me as a hard questions. I'm going Jokayev and I'm going Di Canio. Di Canio is maybe a bit of a recency one with me because I watched a documentary about him on Sky Sports recently. Anyone who hasn't watched it, you should watch it. It's really good. Di Canio is something else, man. I can't lie. He was a maverick, but he for me, he falls under that Matt Letizia bracket where he didn't play at a massive team or a team that was brilliant at the time, but he still stood out, man. He's about it. I think everyone remembers the push on the referee, and again, that was the side of him as well. That was that Maverick side, but Di Canio was sick, man. Jokayev was a beast as well. Look, Rai was a beast as well, but yeah, I'm going Jokayev for that one. In terms of the centre midfield situation, for me, that solely falls on Klopp. Schumann was obviously the intended target, didn't get him, didn't have a backup, and Bellingham is the backup, but he knew he couldn't get Bellingham last summer. So you got to move on with it. Like, if I want a pair of trainers and those trainers aren't, no, in fact, I won't use a trainer's analogy. If I need to buy something essential for the house, if I need to buy food for the family, and the first choice was I want chicken and rice tonight, and the shop's out of chicken, I can't just come home and say, right, they didn't have any chicken, so I didn't buy anything. We ain't gonna go bed hungry. It's my responsibility not to let my family go bed hungry, in it. So in the same way, it's Klopp's responsibility not to let the team suffer on the pitch. That falls at his feet, in my opinion. So yeah, I know, man. Klopp's got some answering to do, but at the same time, the owners do. Like, there's so many people who take blame here, so I don't know. I said Nolante was going to be the last call, but someone is in the background. There is one person in the background who didn't get on last week and has been waiting patiently. So I'm going to break my own rules, and this will be the last call tonight, guys. It's a legend himself, Bruno. Welcome to the show, bro.
Right, I've got some stuff I've got to get off my chest. My voice is a little bit cranky today. Last week, what was it you lot were talking about? The spirit of Shankly.
Yeah.
Them people over there, they don't speak for me. Yeah, that's the first thing. They don't speak for me. Secondly, FSG, this guy, John W. Henry. So I'm hearing reports that apparently that he's trying to get 10% of the club. That he's apparently preparing, that he's being too stubborn. Apparently that he's 65% and then it's 25% and he's trying to get 10% of the club. I think it's Qatari owners and these Saudi Arabians. Huh? What in the name of garbage is that? I don't want to hear any of that crap. I want you to get, I want 100%. None of this crap. I want this guy out of the club. He's got to go. Why does he want 10% for? If he wants to buy an NBA team, take your 4 billion and buy the team with the 4 billion you've got there. None of this, oh, we're going to split it up into percentages. Percentages, my ass. Okay? Percentages, my ass. If you interpret that into a Jamaican accent, yeah, you understand what I'm trying to say. Yeah? Right? I've said this 100 times, even with my voice, which is a little bit thingy. Yeah. Second place is not good enough. Okay. You was talking about it earlier. I was watching it earlier when I was at my sister's house. Yeah. You was talking about how, right, you want to be competing for trophies year after year after year after year after year. Yeah. Keep ringing that same bell, that same note every time. Right. Do you know what? This whole John W. Henry thing, right? This, if you right, JoJo, there's a song that one of my favorite artists, right?
Yeah.
Called Too Little, Too Late. And if you've seen, you know what I'm talking about, yeah? It's too little, it's too late. You're gonna try this whole, yeah. The transfer window's just shut. Who did he get in? No one.
Yeah.
Apart from Gakpo. £44 million, that's nothing. That's peanuts. That's pocket change. For a club the size of Liverpool, that's nothing. Yeah? You had that play. We needed a midfielder, and he sits on his ass doing absolutely nothing while he's sitting there kissing his wife in flipping America. Right? We needed investment, and this guy sat on his ass doing nothing. Well, if you're not going to invest, I've said this 1,000 times on this show, if you're not going to invest, pack your bags and sling you back off to America. And by the way, before selling the company, a lot of people, this whole thing about it has to be Americanized. I don't want to hear any of that crap. You've got Germans, you've got Brazilians, you've got the French, you've got a load of owners around the world. Keep asking, keep searching. And if it is going to, right, we're in February now, right? February. My sister's birthday was yesterday. So guess what? That's when that news broke. Surprise, surprise.
Big up to your sister on her birthday. Happy birthday to your sister, by the way.
Yeah. How ironic that it was announced when on my sister's birthday, which was yesterday. I was constantly refreshing Twitter, seeing if there was something new. Yeah. Constantly going on Twitter because, let's be honest, Liverpool currently have been absolutely dead at the moment. Right. And it's just ridiculous, right? I want this guy out the club. The sooner he's gone, the better, right? Like I said on one of the other guys' streams, right? I'm going to be seeing Rihanna's. I'm going to be seeing Jay-Z's. I'm going to be seeing Chris Brown's. I'm going to be seeing Madonna's celebration. So when this guy goes, I'm going to be going celebrating party songs, you know. Like, here we go, here we go. It's time to see what you know. That's a bit of Rihanna, you know. No, like I said, this selling of the club thing, right? When did it put the club up for sale? Eh? November, yeah. Like I said, this ain't pregnancy, yeah. This ain't pregnancy. This isn't like moving house. You know, when you're moving house, you put all your stuff in boxes, and then you have to check the other guy's house to see if it's in good condition. Yeah, this isn't like that, right? I want this done. April 22nd is what, 3 months away. So this no, 2 months away actually, because we're free now. Yeah, 2 months. So this guy has got 2 months, 2 months and a couple of days to get his sorry ass out of my club. Because one title, I'm sorry for the FSGN people, but one title in 13 years or 30 years, it doesn't matter. That's not good enough. I want to see Man United fans crying. I want to see Man United fans angry. I want to see the Chelsea fans, the Arsenal fans getting angry and annoyed. Yeah, they're at the top there. I want to see us winning trophies. I want to see us win the Champions League, the Premier League, year after year after year. And if we're not winning it, right, then we're competing. Like I said, we're not the bridesmen. Yeah, we're not Tottenham. Yeah, we're not that team over there that's watching your best friend's mate getting married and then the bridesmaids taking the bride down the aisle. Nah, we're the bride. We're the actual person that's actually getting married. We're the main event. We're Stone Cold versus The Undertaker. Yeah? We're flipping Rihanna when she's at the Grammys. That's like, and speaking of the Grammys, yeah, that's like watching your arch rival winning a Grammy Award while you get second place in the Grammys. That's like the NBA. Like, it's not good enough. I'm sorry, but if you don't like, we have high standards here. We are not Tottenham. Yeah? We're not Arsenal. There are some sections of Arsenal fans, by the way. Yeah, they're riding high at the top of the mountain. The sooner these guys are out of here, the better. Right?
Agreed.
The sooner he's out of here, I'm telling you, there's going to be a party. And as for the FSGN people, you can go with them as well. Because you don't accept this rubbish. We don't accept second place. Second place is not good enough. Not where I come from.
Yeah.
Right? Only winners get trophies. Eh? This is like you're going to the Olympics, right? You're watching the Olympics, the Olympic Games, right? So you're watching the javelin, right? So how do you think the opponent feels when they finish 4th place in the javelin? What, do you see them partying and celebrating and going all crazy? No, they don't go crazy, do they? They don't be like taking pictures with their mates and be like, oh, I thought I finished 4th place. I've got 4th place. So you don't get medals for that, do you? Like, this isn't good enough.
It's true.
Like I said, the sooner this guy is out of here, the better. And like I said at my first point, those people that are trying to apparently stop the Qatari owners from taking over, remember what I said. And I've said this 100 times, right? In fact, technically, they are doing the checks, aren't they? Because before because it's the Premier League that do the checks. So technically, my everything that I said is kind of being done already. So I don't know what they're trying to do. I think, what is it called? It's the spirit of Shankly, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like what? So they're trying to stop them from being taken over. What?
Apparently
they want so they want Americans, do they? Well, I'm sorry, unless they have ambition. Yeah, ambition is the magic word here. 1st place It's first place or it's nothing. Yeah?
Yeah.
Like I said, if you accept losing, I don't want to talk to you. Yeah? I don't want to talk to that person that wants to sit there and go, oh, second place, fifth place. No, fifth place ain't good enough. Yeah? There are standards to this club. And second place, and third place, fourth place, fifth place. It's all diarrhea, right? It's vomiting. Yeah? It's vomiting. I tell you what, it's leftover food. It's food that's been left there for 5 years. Yeah? For 5 days, 5 years. If you want a new analogy, that's what second place is. It's leftover milk that's been leftover milk that's been left for 5 years. Yeah? Yeah, that's what second place is. Leftover chicken chips.
I hear you, Bruno. I hear you.
Exactly. Now, I'm hoping that he gets off his ass and he gets this done quickly. No faffing around. And how ironic that he's trying to do this PR stunts, these PR's rubbish.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Bruno,
like I said, hashtag this in the comments. First place, you get trophies, whilst fourth place gets rubbish. Fourth place is diarrhea. Anyway, I'll let you finish the show off.
Bruno, thank you as always, man.
Thank you very much. Shout out to Matt and Drifty, who unfortunately couldn't make it.
I will do, bro. Big up yourself.
Big up to you as well, Matt.
Callum.
Oh, yeah. Big up, Callum. Yeah. My bad. Big up, Callum.
Big up yourself, bro. Take it easy. Bruno always gets me to break character, man. I don't know how he does it every show. Big up, Bruno. Right, people. Let me have the super chats. Honestly, guys, from the bottom of my heart, thank you all for rocking. I've had well over 500 of you in there for the most of the show. Please do smash the like button if you haven't already. Let's hit up these super chats. Big up John Conway says, big up Callum, big up yourself, John. Jamrot says, Cal, that report came out in the Athletic months ago. I think that was regarding remind me actually, Jamrot, but I know we spoke about that stuff at the beginning of the show. So Chris says, to add on, those fans online calling us glory hunters, bro. Most of us became or were a fan during those bad times under Hodgson, etc. Also, certain podcasts insulting us because we want FSG gone. Yeah, it's mad. Like I became a fan in the 90s. We didn't win anything in the 90s, pretty much. So no, I don't care, man. No one could tell me anything about being a glory hunter. If I was a glory hunter, I wouldn't be supporting Liverpool over the period I've supported them. Abdulaziz Hassan says, awful sense of indifference around the club. They all say they care, but not showing anything for it while letting fans anger boil over. Facts. Great super chat there. Pete says, Calvin Ramsey and Ben Doak can't play Champions League. Klopp needs to trust the youngers more. How much money could we get from Gomez, Bobby, and Hendo if we sell? Nothing for Bobby because he's going at 3 at the end of the season. Hendo, 15 mil max. Gomez, I reckon you could maybe fetch 30. If I think of what Tomori went for, I think you could get Gomez for 30. But all in all, maybe 45, 50 mil if you're lucky. Messi FC says, cut his fire. If Hendo was a barber, he would have leave Hendo alone, Messi. Shout out to Samuel for your super chat. Cal, was my birthday yesterday. Oh, Samuel, you know how it goes by now. If it was your birthday, then we got to celebrate the birthday. Big up yourself, bro. This is for you. Big up yourself, Samuel Hurley. He had a great day. Big up Sean, says, Cal, I messaged you about coming on, but as you know, I am deaf, and I believe that the fan channel would accept me coming on with message boards on the stream. Would that be okay? Sean, it'd be a pleasure to have you on, bro. Absolute pleasure. Sean, if you haven't, I don't know did you hit me up in my DMs or what was it? Let me know, Sean. If you do want to just hit me up again, just so I have a fresh recollection of it, etc., then my to access my DM, it's just at Callum Sanderson, as you see on the screen. If I get it right, just below me there. I'm at Callum Sanderson on Twitter and Instagram. So hit me up on there and we'll get something sorted for next week, Sean. But it'd be an absolute pleasure having you on, bro. SM says, hi, Uncle Albert from last week. Get Cal on the H12. I'm not gonna lie to you, yeah. I'm really gonna take my diet more serious. Do you know what? In fact, I'm not even gonna call it a diet. I'm gonna call it a lifestyle change. I want to call it a lifestyle change. I want to get back in shape. I want to be a bit more fit and just be better. 2023 for me is a year where I just want to be better as a person, be better in my faith, be better physically, spiritually, mentally, physically, as a dad, as a husband, as a content creator, in my job. I just want to be better. If I can just improve in everything, even if it was 1% in everything, I just got to do it. So Uncle Albert, bless you. The water's here. I ain't giving up apple juice. Don't worry. You'll still see the apple juice broken out now and again, but I've got to get through a certain amount of water in a day, and then the apple juice is a treat. So big up yourself, Uncle Albert. Shout out to Angel Wings, who's just become a new YouTube member of ours. Big up yourself. Liverpool 12th man says, get our talisman back for the Champions League. Can we hold judgment? Yeah, look, Jota's back soon. Hopefully Bobby's back soon. Virgil hopefully back soon. Diaz I don't want to see until next season personally, but those three players coming back in massively boosts the squad. So we'll see, man. We'll see. People, I'm going to wrap up here. You've had me for about 3.5 hours, over an hour more than I was hoping to be here, but you guys have been brilliant for rocking with me. We won't have a watch long tomorrow because it's a 3 o'clock game in the UK and you know the restrictions we've got over here. But we will have a live match reaction, so make sure you tune in for that. And then obviously Monday's show will be back and all that. So make sure you subscribe to us on the socials, guys. We're on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. Have I missed any? Don't think so. So make sure you subscribe to us on those platforms as well, guys. Make sure you smash the like button, whether you're watching live or on replay. And also, guys, please do subscribe to the channel if you're new, and tell a friend, tell a friend. Guys, massively appreciate you all from the bottom of my heart. Till I see you next time, stay safe, stay blessed. We are Team Kopish, and we're out, people. Take care.
Thank you.